in the central United States. One of the storms is thought to have travelled over 365 kilometres, the longest continuous path of any tornado on record.
Nature delivered a catastrophe on a scale which has not been seen before in this part of the United States.
We are coming on the air right now to bring you the latest on the storm reports that continue to pour in from across this country. 22 tornadoes have been reported across 6 states so far.
Tornadoes tore a path through 200 miles.
And something like this is an unusual event for the month of December. It's typically our quietest month for tornadoes, especially in Kentucky, and then went across 4 states for several hours. A remarkable system.
Most of the victims from Kentucky, we saw the worst twisters in the state's history. At least 4 touched down there and swept along for hundreds of miles, destroying everything in their paths.
And it ended with this, the most extraordinary devastation in the town of Mayfield, Kentucky.
This will be, I believe, the deadliest tornado system to ever run through Kentucky.
In all, 30 tornadoes were reported across a large swathe of the southeast.
The tornadoes, which tore across 5 states in America's Midwest and South, brought death along a 200-mile path.
With the tornado that likely spanned at least 4 states, was on the ground for more than 300 kilometers. This simply doesn't really happen. This is a once in a 40, 50-plus year event, and the most amazing part, I think, was the fact that for a high-end tornado, we're talking EF4, EF5 tornado, we see debris lifted to about 8,000, 9,000 meters. This time around, close to 15,000 to 16,000 meters. So this event, in all respects, was off the charts.
The tornadoes had been warned of. There was nothing that could have been done to prevent, and little that could have been done to protect. They've suffered the consequences before, but not at this level.
There are so many communities who've been hit by this latest extraordinary weather event. Hundreds and hundreds in several states from north to south, the length of the country.
Now, it's been quite a stormy week here, hasn't it, really? Not just here, across other parts of Europe too. Let me just show you these pictures. Absolutely stunning footage just off the coast from Rome. This is, well, it looks like a massive tornado. It's actually over the sea, so it's called a waterspout. But an incredible, incredible footage there. Lasted for about 15 minutes, rumbling along the coast as well, accompanied a short while after by some severe thunderstorms and hail too. What you can't quite see in that shot, there's actually somebody in the water swimming there.
Yes, I see.
Can you see them?
I saw, yes.
What were they thinking?
I have no idea. Confident not to be advised to do at home.
But you can see the water spray coming up, can't you, from where that circulation...
Could be an extreme storm chaser.
Una tromba marina incredibilmente grande davanti al porto di Ostia.
They need to be able to protect the space that you're in. Psychedelics is not something to be fucked with. It can ruin lives. It can cause so much pain and headache. And I have been there. I've been dealing with it for 4 years. It was hell. It was hell for me, not because necessarily of who I encountered when I smoked DMT, but because I didn't know. I didn't know that my mind could no longer on planet Earth. It was really, really scary.
Lay out the science and the case that you are making for legalization of psychedelics and why this is an opportunity for investors.
Well, there's a real paradigm shift that is underway right now with regard to the research and the science. People are becoming a lot more aware.
Boxing legend Mike Tyson tells ABC7 psychedelic medicine not only changed his life, he says it saved his life.
The FDA has already cleared the way for researchers to study drugs like DMT, MDMA, and other drugs and magic mushrooms.
God over here is just straight addicted to YouTube videos about people
like near-death experiences and like
experiences.
Their experiences what happen when they die. And I've been fascinated with that for years.
And it's weird because in the near-death experiences sort of community and all of these people telling their stories about it, there's a lot of common ground, man. You know, you really like there's a lot that adds up and it becomes credible because everyone's describing the same thing.
The powerful experience of a transcendent psychedelic moment is it's not like anything else you experience in life other than maybe like a near-death experience.
Yeah.
But you could argue that they're the same thing. I know people that have had near-death experiences that swear that it was like a DMT trip.
I'm sure. And I don't think it's confirmed, but people say that it's what happens when you legally die or medically die. It's like you have a DMT trip.
Yeah.
And I
not see that. But it's not confirmed, but there's a lot of there's a lot of evidence that points to that.
And I should say, MAPS, obviously, that the Multidisciplinary Association for Psychedelic Studies, the processes that you've been through are myriad. You correct me if I'm wrong, you're on a prescription for ketamine, which I think you take twice a week.
Like what you just described there really, I think, reinforces my personal experiential theory that there's something absolutely spiritual in drugs and particularly even in ketamine.
The problem with the term drug is it's a blanket term that you could use for caffeine, you use for nicotine, you use for alcohol. Yeah, there's a lot of drugs.
Yeah,
adrenaline's a drug.
Explain why you used to like to get high to the point of hearing voices.
Well, because it was cool. Hearing voices was awesome. To me, they were like otherworldly, like entities that were very real.
And I did see an elf, which is what people call them. There's
what they look like?
Kind of like a court jester, and it had like slinky, long arms. And it sounds like crackhead shit if you've never done DMT.
I know not to you, but too.
A lot of people have a shared like physical description of what these things look like.
What would the voices say?
There were like nice things that some voices would say, and there were like mean things. So I would categorize them as angels and demons.
And what were the angels and demons?
Well, they were very distinct categories. The trickers would just put on shows.
One of my most profound experiences, there were a bunch of court jesters giving the finger.
Just flipping you off.
They're like, fuck you, like openly mocking me. The aliens, or the whatever they were, the jesters, and they all had the little bells, the little hats with the bells.
It's so crazy. They look like little courtyard. Yeah. It's nuts.
I was like,
they're kind of sarcastic.
Oh, yeah. They know your bullshit. They know all of your nonsense. They know all of your thoughts. They know, whatever the fuck they are, whether they're a part of your consciousness or whether these are intelligent entities in another dimension that you're interacting with.
See, that is what I've been questioning since doing this. So I was told by a friend who's done DMT a lot that after you do DMT, pay attention to the world, and if you believe that the elves are real beings that are independent of something created in your own DMT, they'll like shit. No, I'm not gonna meet the first trip that they kept telling me was this not the end. This is not the end. They kept telling me that because I think I was asking them, like, is this what happens when you die? Like, what is this? They said the phrase, this is not the end, multiple. And lighting the energy, like there's like a glow after DMT that you kind of want to maintain, and I don't like the energy in the first restaurant, so I was like, let's leave. I was like friends.
Oh,
what? And then I looked at my friend who told me to look for signs, and he's like, told you.
Whoa.
Like,
and so this person went first. And best time ever. No.
What was that first experience like, the first time you tried it?
I died. And I just took in another dimension.
for signs, and he's like, told ya.
Whoa.
So I'm like, I mean.
And so this person went first, and I was looking over at the DMT experience, and this person handed it to them, they smoked it, and then the person relaxed, and within like 3 or 5 minutes, they were back. And it was really beautiful to watch because they were just lying there on the grass in the most beautiful state. And there was, wow, what's happening? This is so cool. Must be really interesting. And then the person comes back. Yeah, they have tears in the eyes, and I was like, in my head, I was thinking, what do you mean you didn't know that you cried? But I just dismissed that. I was like, understand. And they started describing what they saw, the most beautiful hands of God that were caressing them in the universe, and it was just beautiful. And then they turned to me and they said, I'm just going to love you. You're going to have the best time ever. No.
What was that first experience like, the first time you tried it?
I died. And I just took in another dimension. I found out, before there was levels of human beings and humanity. Now we're all same. Everything.
Former boxing champ spoke to CBS 4's Joe Waldman about his relationship with medically approved psychedelics and how he wants to use them to make the world a better place.
It seemed like Iron Mike Tyson had Steve.
It's just my nature.
to reach for you and take your heart or your blood or your spleen or your liver.
But now, 55, Mike Tyson seems to be all heart.
That's when my mind was blown away with psychedelics, and I just wanted the world to know what I experienced.
The champ speaking this week before a standing room only crowd at Wonderland, Miami, dubbed the largest psychedelic medicine event ever, attended by scientists and medical professionals from around the globe. Tyson says he began using psychedelics about 5 years ago, telling us with pure joy it changed his life for the better forever.
That's psychedelics, baby. That's a toad, baby. That's a shrooms, baby. They think I changed. No, I took some shrooms. I took some medicine like I supposed to, the right medicine. I took the right medicine, and it helped me reach my highest potential.
Yeah, I mean, it's so mysterious, but I do think it's like pretty incredible the way that regardless of culture, regardless of what your religious background is, you're going to have the same experience when you die. That's one of the things the NDE experts talk about, is it's like, it doesn't matter if you're Hindu, Jewish, whatever it may be, it's the life review, it's the light, it's all the things that you hear about, and it seems to transcend culture, which is another implication that, you know, it's something real, or if not real, the cynical version of it as well. It's something built into us.
So I take my puffs, disgusting. Then I don't remember what happened in this reality. I was no longer here. What I encountered instead was entities. I know that I was still me, but I don't think I had a body. I didn't look down, so I couldn't see if I had a body, but I think it was just my spirit. But I could see this one clear entity in front of me, and there was thousands of them all around, the same ones, but he was the only one that was sharp. And they looked like Avatar. They were green and pink. The force of these thousands of people, they were wanting me so badly to come with them. And so that was happening. And when you're on DMT or psychedelics, time doesn't exist. There is no such thing as time. So what I was experiencing felt like an eternity. And I mean an eternity. Forever experiencing thousands of hands trying to pull you down. And I became so exhausted. And I was resisting and fighting and resisting and fighting for so long. And then finally, I just said, fuck it. I can't resist anymore. And so under my breath, I said silently, goodbye. So I just farewelled. You know, I'm done. I'm done resisting. I'm so tired. I can't anymore. I'm just going to go. And I thought my life was over, that I would never, ever return. Because I can guarantee you that when you're there, it's real. When people say these experiences are real, it's not a figment of the imagination, I can absolutely agree with that. It was real. It was 1000% real. We don't really know anything about the world. We think it's just this little 3D thing, but there's so much more, so much more. The minute I lied down after I smoked the DMT, I came back up and I came right up. My eyes were apparently wide open and I was screaming at the top of my lungs, help, help me, help, help. My eyes were wide open. I didn't see shit. In that other reality, I was fucking gone. I was somewhere else, was not here. So the integration process is so important. Self-reflection, asking yourself the questions. But what questions do you have if you've never experienced anything like this?
In the way that this entire movement, this entire renaissance, if you will, of psychedelic medicine goes forward. You know, I think as with most things, if we sort of rush headlong, you know, in without really knowing where we're going and having plans for, you know, considering accessibility, considering how
Hey, shalom, shalom, family. Can I be heard? Give me a Yahoo up in the chat if I can be heard. All praise and glory now to the Most High, forever live as anointed beloved Son, our holy and powerful and great and shock, our ascended Master, currently at the right hand of the Heavenly Father right now as we speak. All praise and glory now to the Most High. Good to see y'all in the building. Day 8, Feast of Dedication. And again, the supremacy of, or the sovereignty of reason, or reason sovereignty over passion. We're going to get back into the 4th Maccabees today and read about how resolute and how thorough these brothers and sisters were when it came to standing on their strong convictions. I'm very a little touched. I don't know what's going on. It's all I don't know. Hopefully that's a little better. I don't know. Maybe I'm just shining or something. I don't know what to tell you. Yahoo, good. I can't be heard. Yeah, y'all see that right there. That's they talking about DMT on that video, and then it's another phenomenon going around called Ayahuasca that a lot of people is playing around with. I want to show y'all some of that too. And you gotta watch yourself. You don't want to be opening yourself up, right? Because one thing the ancients understood, one thing these heathen doctors are just not realizing, there is a spiritual realm. All right, yes, there is. You understand? You don't need psychedelics or nothing. You don't need nothing to get closer to the Almighty to get a divine inspiration. You understand? Messiah pointed you towards your prayer closet. All right, through prayer, through meditation, through fasting, you'll get where you need to get. You understand? But you got to take baby steps with that. That's the problem. This is the now generation. Everybody's want to be deep overnight. And look, it takes cultivation. You got to work at that, man. You can't just, wake up tomorrow and do a little bit of humming. You know what I mean? Think because you done hum for 5 minutes that you ready to ascend. Like, look, get yourself together. You understand? What's the rush? What's the rush? You got to cultivate and growing spiritually, metaphysically. You got to cultivate, man. You got to work at that. You got to work at that on the regular. All right? Every day. Here a little, there a little. The problem is everybody want to seem deep and spiritual, like you the groovy guru overnight. Everybody, like, look, slow down. Slow down and take baby steps. That's why you got children, right? You see, the baby got to crawl before it can walk. He or she can walk. It's the same herd. Like a lot of brothers and sisters want to seem this deep and spiritual overnight. Yes, we are spiritual beings. Absolutely. Absolutely. You understand? But we've been locked down in these chains of darkness, and we have fallen so far that you think you just wake up tomorrow and you the groovy guru, like you just floated in the room. No, it don't work like that. You're going to hurt yourself. You're going to hurt yourself. All right? So later for the psychedelics and any of these so-called drugs, you feel me, ceremoniously or just any of it, or even just socially, you don't need any of that to get to where the Most High needs you to be, because your whole goal is unity with your Creator, to be united with Him, to be one with the Heavenly Father. That's our whole goal. That's your mission in life. It's your mission in life, but you got to work at that daily. All right? Watch yourself. Everybody is not on that level or even close to it. And it's more than just reading. Yeah, it's more than just reading some books. You gotta, like, what you're learning, you gotta practically apply it. So I'm only into something if it's practical, meaning I can apply it to my life. I can apply that to on my path to perfection. If I can't practically apply it, what am I reading it for? For what? What's the point? It ain't no point. All right, you can read about read all the wisdom of the ancients and all that, but if you can't practically apply it today, then y'all look, you wasting your time. You just an encyclopedia. You got a whole bunch of information. You understand? And you should be under the vibration of receiving from the Almighty to share it with the world. It's not, we don't have a desire to receive to keep it to ourselves. You understand? So y'all watch yourself. Watch all that. You understand? There's nothing wrong with you understand, coming into higher understanding of self and higher understanding of your relationship between you and your maker. There's nothing wrong with that. You understand? But look, take your time though. Like you ain't there. What's the rush? You understand? Why you got to be the guru tomorrow? This thing is a lifetime of perfection, right? And just make a pledge to be better today. I'm better today than I was yesterday. And get there, right? So all praise and glory now to the Most High. Good to see y'all in the building. Bless up, bless up. Let me show y'all this ayahuasca too. There's something else that's going on. And I know a sister actually that was like, you know, I had ayahuasca ceremony. I'm like, look, hey, maybe that's for you. That ain't for me. That is not for me. I'm cool. You know what I mean? I'm cool. You did. You ever thought about ayahuasca? Nope, not at all. I know what you're talking about, but I'm good. You understand? Like where I'm at, and that's the thing. We shouldn't be trying to make someone else's path our path, someone else's journey our journey. Yeah, that's where you at. That's where you at. I'm not there. I'm not there. I don't think I ever get there because I'm cool on the side. I don't need psychedelics to get myself together. You understand? To receive a higher inspiration or divine instruction from above. Man, look, I just know I know how to close my eyes, pray, and meditate, and laser focus on what it is. You understand? Straight up. I don't even need all that extra. Ayahuasca, psychedelics, and all that. You understand? And again, I'm not afraid of any because majority of everything you see people dealing with, it comes from Israel anyway. You understand? It actually does, right? But what a lot of people don't tell you is that Israel has been wicked as well. So just because certain things is dubbed our knowledge, you understand? Even though the Most High gave it to us, for a specific reason and a specific purpose, right? Let's not act like the heathens have our knowledge and then they not, and that they're how they're using it is directly in line with how the Most High commanded it. No, that's not the truth. Stop it. Stop it. Y'all know there's a lot of black-hearted Hebrews out here, man. You crazy. So, right, I'm with like whatever my spirit gravitate to. You know, especially if I've heard it 3 or 4 times. I say, okay, let me put a little attention on that. And if I can practically apply what I have in front of me, you know, to live a more righteous, powerful, Ruach-filled life, then yeah, that's what's up. You understand? But just because somebody is into something don't mean I say, oh, I'm into it now. No. Take your time, man. Take your time and learn to be better today than you was yesterday. Now we making progress. As long as we making progress, we good bread. Easy money. Good bread and we making progress. You understand? But all the psychedelics and all that, and you open portals up in your mind. And y'all, you don't need that. You really don't. Just, you know, sit there and quiet your mind and balance up. You know what I mean? Get the breathing and focusing and imagining what it is. And you'd be surprised how much powerful inspiration come through that cranium. Like, whoa, okay. Yeah, you understand? So that's what you like. Everything that you need to get in contact with the Almighty or be that perfected being He wants you to be is in her. This is His temple. It's all right here. It's all right here. And have the heathen, he took our information and manipulated it and used it to dominate and cast darkness over the earth? Absolutely, they have. That don't mean our information is evil. That just means the heathen that's doing something with it is evil. So make sure you're not following, you understand, the darkness. Because the Most High gives us light, but it's always a flip side to the coin. The flip side of the coin is darkness. And a lot of our knowledge, y'all, and because y'all got to realize we was them people back in the day. We was like for real, we was esteemed as like the lords and masters of this earth and our righteousness, you understand? And the heathen understood that. Understand? And when it was time to defile us and bring us down, and you know that's where we tripped. We start dealing with, you know, the religions and the ideologies of our enemies. And in that we became weak. All we had to do was stay home. Stay home. You want to get deep on a metaphysical level, on a spiritual level, look, Deal with the understanding, the knowledge that the Most High gave in its right lane. Stop going in the wrong lanes looking for it. Stay in the Most High's lane. You'll find it. The greatest master teacher ever that ever existed is your Messiah. You want some jewels from the spiritual realm? Yeah, look, you got access to the spiritual realm. You got a big brother, a master, who we call our ascended master. You understand? Who will reveal to you all things. Fear not, little children. It is your Father's good will to give you the kingdom. And guess what? The kingdom of heaven is within. All right. So you be surprised how much divine inspiration come crashing through when you know how to just quiet your mind. You understand? Problem is, whenever we get bored, we turn games on and movies and all that. We're like, okay, you got some downtime. How about you meditating? Work on that breathing. Get yourself together. You start heating up and everything. Oh, okay, what's going on there? Okay, we tapping in. We got motion, baby. Right. So that's what I'm saying. It's all there. It's all there in the script. This is all there, and a lot of our books, because the Bible, our 66 books, our history is more than 80. It's thousands of books. It's thousands of books. And whatever you're reading through, it's all type of stuff out there. And whatever you're reading through, though, y'all, make sure you can practically apply it. Because, yes, it's your knowledge. But, yes, the heathens, they are using your knowledge. But the flip side of it, they're using it in the wrong lane. It's spewing darkness. You are children of light. You are meant to be the light. You're the masters of this earth. You understand? We are gods, actually, but we are fallen. We fallen. We are sons and daughters of the living power, the creator of heaven and earth. It is your divine birthright to walk in power, to walk in spirit or ruach. It is your divine birthright. Messiah said it. You're going to do greater things than me. You want and you know how to act is coming to you. Power, authority on earth and in heaven. Whatever you bind on earth is bound in heaven. You mean to tell me you got authority in the earth and in the heavens? And you go following some heathen that jacks knowledge and using the knowledge. Oh, it's a lot of different writings out here from the 1st century on into the 3rd, 4th, 5th century and all that. Some things are purported to be written by some of your forefathers. Some of them are traditions that are written down much later, right? So just glean off of it. Whatever applies that you can practically apply in a righteous manner, deal with it. You understand? But watch yourself, though. Be careful. You understand? Because the heathens have jacked your knowledge, but they're using your knowledge in the wrong lane, meaning they're taking your knowledge or the light and using it for darkness. All right, that's exactly what's going on out here. It's plenty of stuff out here, y'all. You got Nag Hammadi scriptures, which are the Gnostic scriptures. You got the pseudepigraphers. You got Jasher. You got 1st Enoch, 2nd Enoch, 3rd Enoch. You got the Zohars out here. You got the Kabbalah. It's all type of stuff. You understand? But you got to be able to practically apply. Of course, Gospel of the Nazarenes, Nazarene, Acts of the Apostles, Clementine homilies, infancy story of Messiah, infancy story of Thomas, infancy story of Mary, the book of Adam and Eve. It's a lot. It's a lot. Jubilees. It's a lot. It's a lot. You understand? It's certain times you're going to read things over here that don't match over here. You understand? It ain't for you to, blow a blood vessel or nothing like that. Just always ask yourself this: can I practically apply that to affect righteous change in my life right now? Can I use this to be better today, more better today than I was yesterday? That's what you need to be asking yourself. Y'all, this is not no sprint. Stop trying to be the groovy guru tomorrow, right? Y'all, this is cultivation. Here a little, there a little. You work at becoming, perfection or becoming perfected daily. Daily. Here a little, there a little. You can grab a little something to meditate on. You feel me? Go back through it in your mind. Like, okay, yeah, that was deep. I can see how that. Okay. Now we working. Let me show y'all something. This is something else before we get into the fourth Maccabees. I want to show y'all this right here. My y'all fit. Me and that brother been chopping it up. He said, "Got to be a deciphering guru." You hear me? That's right, bro. Blessings to you, my brother. Abundant blessings, man. The Most High send that angel of comfort towards you too, bro. Me and you was on the phone early this week. And I know some of that, you know, that dilemma you was in, but all praises. All praises you made it through. Bless up, my beloved brother. Let's keep building. You already know. Let me share some of this with y'all real quick. All right, share screen. Let me show y'all this. All right. This is something else. Hold on. I think this is it right here.
You will never be successful. Do you know how many people have told us that? When we were
A few years ago, I tried the psychedelic ayahuasca at a retreat in Peru. And today I will share with you my experience, why I don't recommend you try ayahuasca, and if you still want to do ayahuasca, then what you need to know to make sure that it is as safe as possible for you. So I wanted to try ayahuasca for a long time. And one day I finally decided to do it. I booked a 5-day retreat in the Amazon jungle in Peru. So it included 3 ayahuasca ceremonies. The first ceremony, nothing happened for me. I was so disappointed. I've heard how this is like a really intense experience, and I didn't feel a thing. So then the second time I had a bigger dose, and wow, I took off before anyone else, and it was a very intense trip. I had an ego death experience, so it was like my soul and my ego was separated, and I realized that we are multidimensional beings, immortal, and that I am more than my body. I am more than my thoughts. I'm more than my experiences in this lifetime. It was really scary, actually. And then when I went to bed that night, I saw spirits looking at me, ghosts, you can say, and it was also really, really freaky. I can share my full ayahuasca experience in another video if you're interested. Let me know. But to sum it up, it was really scary, but also really profound, having this ego death experience, and it is what really triggered me and helped me awaken. And after that, I've been on the spiritual path. So I am really grateful that I did ayahuasca, but I still don't recommend it. And here is why I don't recommend you try ayahuasca. I became friends with one of the girls at the retreat, and she decided to do ayahuasca another time in Mexico, this time with another retreat. And after this, she had what is called a negative entity attachment. So what is a negative entity? A negative entity is a spirit or an entity that is low vibrational and is piggybacking on your energy field. And this is not something you want to have attached to your field. This can...
Y'all heard what she just said? She gonna say a negative entity attachment. Becky, that was a demon. What you mean a negative entity attachment? A negative, you heard the word, the verbiage, the nerve of the heathen. Talking about a negative entity attachment. Becky, what you just saw, what your people saw, is what we Hebrews call demonic forces, demons. That's what that was. Negative entity attachment. You gotta be out your mind. But see, this is what you open yourself up to, y'all. Right? We don't need none of that. We don't need none of that. Enoch and them, you know what I mean? Elijah, Messiah, the disciples, Moses. I mean, many great men. Many great men. You understand? And women. In our history, we got 4 fathers and 4 mothers who knew how to directly be on the right frequency and holler at the Most High and get immediate results. You understand? You don't need none of that. You don't need none of that. All right? You opening yourself up to these, what she just called a negative entity attachment. Ariel, I feel you. I don't jump out of perfectly flat airplanes. What was all this thrill seeking? Exactly, man. You don't need none of that, y'all. You look, everything that you need to get spiritual and to seek the spirit of Messiah to be that perfected being that you created me, because you was called in him before the foundation of the world. Everything that you need is already within you. The pathway to enlightenment or the pathway to perfection lies within. Lies within. Oh, wait, y'all feel that? I feel that. Lies within. You don't need none of that. Let's finish listening to what Becky is talking about. A negative entity attachment. That's a demon, little mama. Hold on.
Really mess with aligning you to your purpose, and mess with your energy. It's quite dangerous. And these negative entity attachment can happen to anyone at any point of time, but especially when you're taking a psychedelic drug. Because when you're taking psychedelic, you are opening up your energy field. It's like a door has opened, which allows a lower vibrational entity to come in to your energy field. When I first had a psychic reading, my psychic told me to never take psychedelics again, because she had worked at a mental hospital and she had met so many people who had taken some kind of psychedelic drug, and they had now gotten multiple personality disorders and similar mental illnesses like that. Because when you take psychedelics, you open up your energetic field, and several negative entities can come onto you and attach to you. And the thing is, ayahuasca can make you very fearful. It can be a very scary experience for most people. And this fear attracts negative entities further into your field. I remember being so scared that I told the facilitators, can I please just have a cold shower? I just wanted to end it. Even though I knew I wasn't going to die, I really felt like I was going to. And this is a very, very common feeling to have, that you're going to die right while you're doing ayahuasca. So the heightened risk of negative entity attachment is not the only reason why I don't recommend taking ayahuasca. There's also stories of people being taken advantage to when they're in that state. So when you come to Iquitos, there are so many ayahuasca facilitators, and it's hard to know which ones are legit and which ones are not. So there are some of them that will actually take advantage of their attendants in that vulnerable state, which is of course horrible, and something that is a risk in that can happen. And that leads me to my second reason. And that is, it's really difficult to find a legitimate center that's actually doing things to prevent negative entities coming in. So you need to really make sure you find one that you can trust, that has good reviews, with real shamans who are there to actually help you in your spiritual development and not want to cause you any harm. The third reason to not do ayahuasca is that it can be very, very, very traumatizing, especially if you have many childhood wounds. Then these can come up. They can play in front of you. You can see scary things. It can come up scary for you. Many people at the retreat are crying, and even though this only lasts during your trip, it is a 6-hour trip usually, so it lasts for several hours. So it's not like a DMT trip that only lasts for 15 minutes and then it's done. And if you still want to do ayahuasca after I've told you all this, then I completely understand. I felt a strong urge to do ayahuasca, and it did change my life. It did lead me on the spiritual path and helped me realize that we're all multidimensional beings living experience that I am more than this is you. I have now a few tips I want to share with you on how you can avoid having a bad trip or bad ayahuasca.
Yeah, literally tripping. That's what they call it. They could trip. Sometimes y'all taking a psychedelic, you're going on a permanent trip. I mean, you won't return. You'll die. See that? That's why, you know, we got the scriptures to say what? Be sober, be vigilant. Your adversary, the devil, has a roaring lion, walk about whom he made devour. All right? No, ye not for the Almighty, you will be destroyed. So understand that need for any psychedelic, if you really want to arrive at the perfected image of the Most High that you were born or created, because that's your divine birthright, then you got to work on that. You got to work on that. You know what I mean? Here a little, there a little, right? But it ain't no rush. That's the problem. Everybody rushing to be on path when you got past the first grade yet. Like you rushing to be in law school and you still in kindergarten. What is you doing? You got to work toward enlightenment, work toward perfection. And it's a daily thing. You feel me? Daily. Hold on, y'all. Yeah, so that's the day that you got to work on and exactly work toward that. There shouldn't be no rush. Like, what do we? You trying to be the, you know what I'm saying, the most extravagant madam. You know what I mean? The groovy guru overnight. There's no need for the rush. Perfection is a lifelong process. Just make the pledge to be better today than you was the day before. That's what it comes down to, y'all. It's really that simple. It's not that. It's not like we getting too far. Then taking DMT, which your brain naturally produces. Your brain naturally produces DMT. That was the first video I showed y'all. Or after the tornado, second video I showed y'all DMT. Everybody taking. You see that? Your brain naturally produces DMT. And here you go wanting to overload it. So that means you got the perfect balance. You already have the perfect balance of DMT within you. Here you go trying to overload and do something else. You don't need to be doing all that. Because again, everything is within already. All right. Some of y'all have been on a spiritual high before, but like, man, I just feel good in this deal today, man. No. Yeah. So and that was what our anything or drink anything. That was without any of that. You just under the Most High. Good to see y'all in the building. Bless up, bless up. Here, I want to read some of this of what that ayahuasca is, so y'all can see. And then we're gonna get into this fourth Maccabees. All right. Good to see y'all in the building. Bless up. I see y'all, your Deuel, Young Judah, my beloved brother. Bless up. My sister Naama, bless up. Harel, bless up. Teacher Rick's in the building. Bless up, my sister. Ira Immortal. I like that. Shalom. You got I likes that. James Jr., bless up. Roddy Rod in the building, y'all. Bless up. Eat my set apart living. Blessings. The mother with the recipes. You dig? Yazafit, my brother. Bless up, brother. Cato Word, bless up. Key Lotta, House of Troy in the building. Bless up. Oh, praise and glory and honor to the Most High. Yosef Evans, my beloved brother. Happy belated, bro. I heard you had a soul date update, brother. And the wife surprised you. Bless up. Bless up. Ariana in the building. Blessings. I see y'all Shemuel Israel in the building. Bless up. Judith Perkins. Brother Yahudah in the building. Bless up. My dirty South brethren. Brent Blake. Yeshaya Ben Israel. Bless up, my beloved brother. Roddy Rob. We got you here already. I'll praise the glory and honor. Emai Robbie Dobson, hallelujah. Bless up. Natural Sweet Tooth, okay. Fabian Bird. What up, Fabian? Where you at? Fabian Bird. Man, Fabian in the building. What up, Good to see you. Ain't my argument. That's that y'all Fabian Bird. Jason Campbell, Mikael Dino, F. Jones, YHWH'S, that's what they in the do, bless up. Amor Yahoo, bless up. The dreaded Sean out of Texas, bless up. Okay, I see y'all in the building. All praises. All praises. Awkward in the building, my beloved brother, bless up. Bless up, Jacob, our man. That's right, brother. That's right. Y'all so fit. I'll share some of this with y'all real quick about this ayahuasca so y'all know, look, stay away from that madness. You don't want to go on no permanent trip. I'm telling y'all. You know, some people done got on some of these psychedelics and never returned. Died. I'm talking about thousands of heathens at one time. Dang. Right. And the one that came back was paralyzed for the rest of his life. That ain't nothing to play with. You somewhere you ain't supposed to be. You got to work to achieve enlightenment. You got to work to ascend higher. You understand? Let me show y'all this. This is ayahuasca. Yes, they got a Wikipedia link. Absolutely. All right. Now look what this said. This says this is ayahuasca. This article is about the psychoactive. And it's crazy because they got Yah in here. Ayah. You know, I be playing with the Most High. Yah, you put the H right there to say Ahaya. You feel me? It's like you got to stop. These heathens know what they be doing, man. The article is about the psychoactive brew for vine seed. I ain't going to attempt to pronounce that. Something Latin. For others, use ayahuasca disambiguation. Ayahuasca is a South American pan-Amazonian psychoactive brew used both socially and as ceremonial spiritual medicine among the indigenous people of the Amazon basin. It is a psychedelic and entheogenic brew commonly made out of a vine, Banisteriopsis capi vine, there it is, the Psychotria verdis shrub or substitute, and possibly other ingredients. A chemically similar preparation, sometimes called pharmahuasca, pharma in there, pharma, can be prepared using DMT. There go to DMT. Remember the second video I showed y'all? That was about the DMT. There go to DMT right there. There go to DMT. But your brain naturally produces a chemical called DMT. The Most High knew what he was doing when he made us. You know what I'm saying? That's why you have a feeling of a spiritual euphoria, or I'm spiritually high right now. I'm feeling good spiritually. Y'all, because that's that DMT being activated. You already have that in you. Your brain naturally makes that. So here you go, overload. You understand? Being a glutton with the DMT, you already have it. All right? Whenever you feeling groovy and great and you ain't took no type of nothing, DMT has been released. It's being activated within you. You follow me? Yes, sir. And a pharmaceutical monoamine oxidase inhibitor, MAOI, such as isocarboxazid. BKP contains several alkaloids that act as MAOIs, which are required for DMT to be orally active. Ayahuasca is prepared in a tea that, when consumed, causes an altered state of consciousness or a high, including visual hallucinations and altered perceptions of reality. So there you go right there. Right? You want to be hallucinating? You want to deal with altered perception? Nah, man. Nah. That's the shrub P. verdis, but Diplopteris cabrerana may be used as a substitute. Other plant ingredients often or occasionally used in the production of ayahuasca include Justicia pectoralis, one of the Brugmansia, especially, okay, or Datra species, and Mapaco. I don't even know how to pronounce half this stuff. All right. So then as you go down, it goes into the history the preparation, the traditional use, the traditional brew, all that. All right, but you got what you need at the top. All right, it's a psychedelic. All right, it's psychedelic. It causes hallucinations and altered perceptions of reality. Let me go ahead and put this in the link so y'all know how to find it. Put this in the chat. Say. All right. All right, let me stop there for a second. All right, so that's what that is right there, and that's why the scripture is going to being sober. I mean, that's for a reason. Like, you can get high spiritually, you know, you understand, but that's something that must be worked daily, here a little, there a little. All right, and again, y'all, me myself only deal with what I can practically apply. I might even turn on the mobile hotspot. This deal keeps freezing up sometimes. Let me see something. Let me see if I can turn the mobile hotspot. All right. Y'all bear with me. I'm gonna have to turn on the mobile hotspot with this deal. The Wi-Fi. Add that back to the show. Bang, bang, bang. How about we remove that? We all good? Got it. I think that may be a little better for y'all. I think we may be cool. Yeah, that Wi-Fi is horrible, Hebrew. Y'all bear with it, brother. Y'all bear with it, brother. All right. That's cool. We in there? All right, we cool. We cool. Let me know if that's better, y'all. Give me a Yahoo up in the chat if I can be heard, or give me a 7, should I say? Y'all say that's much better. Cool. All right, well, let's eat. Let's get into this 4th Maccabees. Much better. All right. That turn on the mobile hotspot, man. Wi-Fi horrible out these ways. All right, we good. Bless up. All right. Yeah, y'all, you don't need none of that. All right. Need none of that. Fabian, stop joning, man. What's wrong with you, man? Going off. All right. So let's get this right here. We're going to the 4th Maccabees today. All right. Blow this on up. Let me see. I ain't got to be doing that one right there. Bang. And we're gonna go into this. All right. I put the link in the chat if y'all ain't got this. All right. On the supremacy of reason. On the supremacy of reason. All right. All right, good. All praises. And we're gonna talk about we talked about the mother. We talked about Elder Eleazar doing the dedication. We talked about the 7 sons of the mother. We're gonna talk about the mother today too. And we're gonna go into the philosophy that Eleazar had and the philosophy of the wicked king. You know, I mean, we're gonna get into a lot of this today. You know, but we in the spirit of the Feast of Dedication is actually the last day. You understand? And brothers, a few of us getting together and just chopping it on up. All praise and glory now to the Most High, but definitely want to feast with my brothers and sisters. All right, definitely wanted to feast with y'all, and just to keep everybody's sense of morale and sense of belief, faith, and conviction, to keep it up. If that's what you need, you really want to be, or to walk in Ruach or walk in the Spirit, empowered. Well, you got to have a strong, conviction, a strong belief, a strong, unwavering, unflinching faith. You gotta have it. You gotta have it. You understand? The great souls of old were not weak in faith or weak in belief. Mashiach was not weak in belief. None of the apostles were weak in belief. You understand? All the way in on what this is about. The great men of the scriptures. You get to Elijah, who was taken up in the fiery chariot. You get to Enoch and them, Kanuk. You know, dedication, Hanukkah, Kanukkah. That really basically named after Enoch, because his name means initiated or dedicated. You understand? You got great men in the days. Moses. Moshe was a great man. You understand? A great soul, should I say. You know what I mean? Who was in constant communion with the Spirit, the Heavenly Father. Constant communion. You understand? So all praises, glory, and honor to the Most High. So in order y'all to tap into something like that, again, it takes cultivation or work at it, right? But all these people who I'm naming, Deborah, the prophetess, Judith, Esther, Susanna, Leah, Rachel, you know what I mean? Sarah, these were great souls, whether you're talking about whether it was men or women, who knew directly how to holler at the Most High and get results. Unwavering faith. No matter what they went up against, you understand? And we must be the same way, right? How you over here talking about some, I just put me on the spiritual path with ayahuasca. You don't even like, what do you believe? Like, what are you all? What is it that you stand on? You don't got any type of strong, moral, righteous convictions. It just whatever gets thrown out there goes. Whatever food get put on the table, you eat. Like, no, we got to be discerning. You understand? Because look, even the heathen said what? What is it? An attachment of a negative entity attachment. Didn't she say that? All right, so that means you got to have a discerning spirit when you opening up Pandora's box. You can't just be out here just doing whatever. Oh, it's just so spiritual, y'all. There are demonic spirits as well. You know what the heathen call it? Oh, negative entity attachment. No, Becky. This is, you know what I mean? That's a demon. You understand? If you don't know what you're doing, you're gonna hurt yourself.
Yeah, exactly. That's one of them things.
You know what I mean?
It's not like reading a new book that you're trying to see is it bad or not. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, exactly. So, y'all, everything that you need to become perfected, to be on the path of perfection, to activate the kingdom of heaven within, to be that perfected soul. Because really, y'all, your purpose in being here is to unite, to become one with your creator. That's your purpose. Is you unite with your maker, to walk in his image. That's why Messiah, it just makes so much sense to believe in Messiah. It just makes sense. You see? So you have everything you need to ascend to, to become perfected, because that's your divine birthright. You have everything you need to activate the kingdom of heaven. You have everything you need, you understand, to become like Mashiach already within you. Like, look, they add more DMT, but you naturally produce DMT. You naturally produce that. All right, so let's get into this. All right, 4th Maccabees, we at the top. All right, on the supremacy of reason, author introduces his purpose, being about to demonstrate a word which is especially philosophical. That is, whether devout reason is sovereign over the passions. Right, meaning, is it spirit over the flesh? All right, does your faith and your belief and your convictions, is it sovereign over passions? Is it sovereign over self-service? Is it sovereign over your desires? Right? I counsel you to give heed to the philosophy, for this word is necessary for all who would attain knowledge. And in addition, it includes the praise of the highest virtue. I mean, of course, sound reasoning. If then it is evident, let me highlight this for y'all. If then it is evident that reason rules over those passions which hinder sound judgment, namely gluttony and lust, it is also clear that it rules over the passions that hinder one from righteousness, such as malice, right? and those that impede courage, namely anger, fear, and pain. Yeah, because we all have been subject to these, what we call these emotions before in our life. But what the author is saying is that a strong faith or a strong belief, an unflinching conviction rules over that. Like you really want to live spiritual, you really want to be that perfected soul that you were created to be, you first got to learn to live spirit over the flesh. You first got to learn that the reason should conquer passions. Fear of death. Right? Your faith, your belief, your conviction should always have the mastery over your flesh, or mastery over these desires and passions. Lust and gluttony, malice. You understand? Anger, fear, pain. Absolutely. You want to be that perfected soul, you got to start at the ground level first, though. You got to start at the basics. Here you go, smoking DMT and taking ayahuasca. You understand? And at the flick of a switch, you can be dominated by this lust demon or the fear of death, pain. If pain can move you up off your belief, then no, you ain't nowhere near talking about some you spiritual and you on a perfected path. No, you not. Pain can move you off your belief. Fear can move you off your belief. Anger can move you off your belief. You see, we first got to master these emotions that we have come to be in agreement with. All right, if I'm making sense, y'all, give me an 8 up in the chat. You got to master that. All right, you got to master that. All right. All praise and glory now to the Most High. All right. Look at this. How then, some might perhaps ask, if reason governs the passions, does it not rule over forgetfulness and ignorance? Their attempt to speak this way is ridiculous. For reason that does not rule its own passions. Because forgetfulness and ignorance has to do with the mind. You see that? Reason has to do with the mind too. We dealing with faith, we dealing with belief, we dealing with conviction. That's what reason is. So that's why he said that's ridiculous. All right. For reason does not rule its own passions, but those that are opposed to righteousness, courage, and soundness of mind. It is not for the purpose of destroying them, but so that one may not yield to them. Yeah, because that's your test. Your test is not to yield to these, what she call them? Negative entity attachments. But that's what fear is. That's what pain is. Know what to say? It's not for the purpose of destroying them, but so that one may not yield to them. One may not obey them. That's what it's about. Yeah, you got to fight. This is a test, and you got to be in it to pass it. This is a fight, and you got to be in it to win it. That's all. That's what it is. Yeah, you got to fight to become perfected. You got to fight to become that perfected soul. You got to fight to become one or united with your maker. Yeah, it's a fight. And it ain't just given to you. It got to be earned. It got to be earned. See, everybody taking hallucinogenics, tripping out, they don't want to earn it. They want the fast way. The fast way is not the best way for you, though. Fast way is not the best way for you. All right, we got our 8s. Hallelujah. Hallelujah, boy. I like this mobile hotspot, Ruddy Ride, boy. They ain't moving better around here, man. All right, verse 7. I can prove to you from many and various examples that reason is dominant over the emotions. It is. Your belief should, or your faith should rule your desires or your emotions. You should not be known as a hothead. We all done got mad before, or blew our top. I know I have, and had to go back and apologize and get that right. That's totally out of character. I should not even be speaking to you like that. You understand? I mean, you know, 7, 8 years ago, 5 years ago, boy, a flat foot cuss somebody out, Roddy, right? Flat foot, boy, will make you feel lower than snail nuts around here. That ain't cool, though. You know, we talking about we on the perfected path and we ascended, and we should be able to talk to one another. You know what I mean? As easy as I turned around and flat foot cussed that woman out, I should have been able to pull her to the side and say, hey, sister, hey, look, you know, man, that ain't you a daughter of the Most High. That don't look right. You better than that. Better than that. You understand? Like, look how you looking out here. Right? So I didn't have to apologize. You understand? That means anger got the best of me at that point. And you ain't as perfected as you think you are, huh? I gotta keep fighting it. Don't mean it's over for MALAKIMAC like that. I gotta get better. I gotta be more better today than I was yesterday. All right. And now I gotta consciously not let anger get the best of me. You understand? Because that means anger ruled over reason instead of reason ruling over anger. You know what I mean? The flesh got over on the spirit at that moment. We can't have that no more. Though it was a lesson learned, you dig, and you readjust and you come out swinging. You get better. Better won't happen again. I could prove to you from many and various examples that reason is dominant over the emotions, but I can best demonstrate it from the noble bravery of those who died for the sake of virtue. Yeah. Eleazar and the 7 brothers and their mother. For each of these, by disregarding sufferings that bring death, demonstrated that reason rules over the passions. On this anniversary, this is the Feast of Dedication, right? On this anniversary, it is fitting for me to praise for their virtues those who, with their mother, died for the sake of noble character and goodness. Yeah. Yeah. But I would also call them blessed for the honor in which they are held. All people, even their torturers, admired their courage and perseverance, and they became the cause of the downfall of tyranny over their nation because they stood on it. Right? They didn't let fear, which is a low vibrational frequency, right, move them up off their high vibrational frequency of being one with their maker. Even though death was on the table, we're not doing that. Right? And that's your test. Because one thing they understood is we don't die. Even if we die according to you, we live unto the Most High. Righteousness is immortal. You understand? That's where brothers got to be at. Brothers answer, righteousness is immortal. You gotta. So now it takes for us to rethink this thing we call death. You understand? Is it really death, or is it more of a transition? You know what I mean? You just transition into a higher understanding and reality of what it is. Especially if you're going out on what you know to be true and absolute. You understand? Because they looked at that like, look, I'm running on the highway to immortality. And they get scalped. They getting fried in a cauldron, Ruddy Rod. They getting burned at the stake. And they took that with sure, like, oh, okay, I'm on the highway to immortality now. See, they didn't flinch at death. We do today. You flinch at it. They looked at death like, oh, no, that's the gateway to immortality. I'm good. I'm good. What you mean? Right? Yeah. So how they thought of death is not how we think of death today. We've been taught to think of death how our enemy taught us, to keep us in fear. Nah, they looked at that like, this is my chance to get my ink back. This is my chance to get glory. I'm going out. Because I'll live forever behind this. You see what I'm saying? So when you brothers and sisters, it takes for us to rethink this thing we call death. It ain't necessarily a bad thing. It's part of what we call this test of life. You know what I mean? But if it's you, what we call transitioning in righteousness, then y'all, that's immortal. That's you still alive. You live forever behind it. You live forever behind that one. Right? And again, over 2,000 years later, we still talking about these brothers. We still talking about their mother. We still talking about Elder Eleazar. We still talking about Messiah. We still talking about all the righteous brothers and sisters that came before us, because righteousness is immortal. Really, how the ancient Hebrews looked at death is not how you look at death today. They looked at it like, yes. Oh, okay. Yeah, red carpet entrance into, this higher consciousness. All praises. All right. Now watch this. It says right here. All people, even their torturers, admired their courage and perseverance, and they became the cause of the downfall of tyranny over their nation. By their endurance, they conquered the tyrant, and thus their homeland was purified through them. Wow. Yeah, because the depth of the righteous should invoke a radical change within your mind to walk in their footsteps and continue the mission. Absolutely. Depth of Mashiach supposed to, in your mind, is supposed to spark a radical change. Say, oh, I'm about to live like that. I gotta finish the mission. His part of the mission done. Job done for him. You dig? We still got work to do. I know what it says right there, that by their endurance they conquered the tyrant, and thus their homeland was purified through them. Through who? Through the death of these brothers, their mama and elder Eleazar. You mean tell me the land was purified through that? It was cleansed through that. Through that example. Reason rules over that passion. Believe that. And righteousness is immortal. I shall have an opportunity to speak of this shortly. But as my custom is, I will begin by stating my main principle. And then I'll turn to their story, giving glory to the all-wise power. You hear that, Roddy Rod? Boy, we cooking now. We cooking now. All right. The name of the class is Reason, Sovereignty Over Passion. All right. Reason, sovereignty over passion. Y'all get some understanding so far. Give us a Yahoo up in the chat. Yahoo, bless up, y'all. Bless up. All praises. All praises, all glory, all honor to the Most High forever live His anointed beloved Son. Good to see y'all in the building, man. Salute to all the brothers and sisters. Salute to all my Nazarene brothers and sisters in the building. Bless up. Bless up. Temples are dedicated and purged. All right. All right, we looking good. We cooking. All right, let's get back to it. All right, 4th Maccabees, reasons, sovereignty over passions. All right, last day of the feast. We just getting together, and y'all, it's always good to keep the sense of morale, and always good to exhort one another daily. You understand? And that means to encourage one another. Hey, bro, keep going. Hey, sis, hey, you got this. That's very important in this walk of ours. All right. Even before the body can receive a healing, the mind has to be elevated. Right. Whenever we do our, prayers or whatever, we got to bind up something and cast it out first before we even get to that. You understand? Because I ain't gonna let you stay sad. Oh no, no. I'm reading everything about power and I can do all things and you more than a conqueror and no weapon formed against me. We got to get you. We got to get your mind raised up, because as long as you down in the sad vibration, the Most High is not praised while you acting sad and gloomy. No, he's praised and honored with you in the spirit of joy, love, peace, long suffering, gentleness, goodness. So our first job is to go ahead and raise that vibration on you. How we gonna do that? We gonna exhort you. We gonna go through them scriptures that show you, look, you got the victory, and you start feeling like you got the victory. There you go. Now you open to receive a healing. Now you open, you understand, for the Most High Spirit to be enacted within you to work marvelous wonders, right, Rod? You did. Reason, sovereignty over passion. All right, it's all about a belief. It's all about belief, y'all. That's what it's about. It's all about belief or faith or conviction or reason. That's what it's all about. Our inquiry accordingly is whether reason is sovereign over the passions. Let us evaluate then just exactly what reason is and what passion is. How many kinds of passions there are, and whether reason rules over all these. Now, reason is the way of thinking that, with sound logic, prefers above all else the life and word of wisdom. Now, wisdom is the knowledge of divine and human matters and the causes of these. This, in turn, is education in the Torah or the law, by which we reverently learn of divine matters and of human affairs, both to our advantage. Now, the various forms of wisdom are sound judgment, righteousness, courage, and, drum roll, Roddy Rod, self-control, which means temperance, which is one of the fruits of the spirit. Yeah. So you got to get the basics before you consider perfected. And that's the problem I got with brothers and sisters out here, taking ayahuasca or DMTs and all that. Like, look, you already got DMT in you. You understand? You got to get the basics before you can even elevate and perfect and become that higher perfected soul that you were created to be. All right, you got to get all this down first. All right, you like, man, Bumper, I want to skip all the little stuff, and now that ain't how the spiritual realm work. You'll destroy yourself. All right, you be like them heathens who all decided to go on a little trip and didn't return, and one of them came back and paralyzed. I believe from the neck down, right, Rob? As a warning. You understand? Look, you better know what you're doing. Know what you're doing. All right. Sound judgment is supreme over all these, since by means of it reason rules over the passions. The two most wide-ranging sources of passion are pleasure and pain. See, both ends of the spectrum. You understand? Pleasure feel good, but pain don't. But both of those are passions. Both of those are passions. All right. Thus, desire precedes pleasure, and delight follows it. Fear precedes pain, though. So before pain, fear is there. Right? Before pleasure, desire is there. So it's dealing with pleasure and it's dealing with pain, which are two opposite ends of the spectrum. And let you know before pleasure and pain come, right? Desire comes before pleasure. Fear comes before pain. Yeah. Yeah. Fear precedes pain and sorrow comes after. Anger as a person will see by reflecting on how this experience has touched him is a passion. Anger is a passion. Anger as a person will see by reflecting on how this experience has touched him is a passion which embraces both pleasure and pain. In pleasure, there exists even a malicious propensity, since of all the passions, it is most multifaceted. I mean, that pleasure got many heads to it, boy. Yeah, many heads to that pleasure. In the psyche, in the mind, it is boastfulness, love of money. It's that pleasure, huh? Yep. In the mind or psyche, it is boastfulness, love of money, thirst for honor, love of contention and spite. In the body, indiscriminate eating, gluttony and eating greedily. So we're breaking down pleasure from the mental standpoint and from the body. All right. And we all know that desire precedes pleasure. That means you got a desire in the mind to boast, to be boastful. You got a strong desire, love of money. You got a strong desire or a thirst for honor, right? You love contention and spite. In the body, pleasure is identified in the body with indiscriminate eating. Boy, I mean, dog, 7-8 meals a day, boy. Oh, man. Indiscriminate eating, meaning you're not eating wisely. You're not eating to live, you live to eat. Yeah. You understand? Gluttony and eating greedily. All right. Watch this. 4th Maccabees chapter 1, verse 28. Therefore, just as pleasure and pain are, as it were, two branches. Yeah, you do it. Therefore, just as pleasure and pain are, as it were, two branches grown from the body and the psyche. Likewise, there are many offshoots from these passions, each of which the master cultivator, reason, weeds and prunes, and ties up and waters and thoroughly irrigates, and so tames the force of inclinations and passions. For reason is the guide of the virtues and the absolute master of the passions. You see that? Absolute master of it. All right. So it's saying pleasure and pain can be looked at as two branches growing from the body and the mind. All right. So just like with a branch, there are many offshoots to the branch. All right. But reason is the cultivator. That's what's up. Reason is that cultivator. All right. Meaning it works it. All right. It weeds it and prunes it, ties it up in waters, and thoroughly irrigates it. So you need reason out here. You need a strong moral foundation. You need faith. You need that belief. You need that conviction. You need that reason. Other than that, any one of them desires show up, you're very impulsive. You hear people today say, I'm impulsive. You know, I go from 0 to 100 real quick. Look, that ain't good. That's not good at all. You understand? That means you're nowhere near it. That means you're not even on the path to perfection. You understand? We need to start identifying these spirits when they come around. Okay, a strong desire is rising up in me because I'm looking for pleasure. All right. Fear is rising up in me because pain is on the way. The fear of pain and the fear, you understand? No, you got to master all that. You have to master all that. All right. And choose for it not to dominate you. All right. Let's read this paragraph and then we're going to jump down. All right. Observe now, first of all, that rational judgment is sovereign over the emotions by virtue of the restraining power of sound reason. Yeah. Rational judgment is sovereign, is king over your emotions by the virtue of the restraining power of sound reason. All right. That's self-control. That's temperance. All right. Sound reasoning then is dominance over the desires. Some desires are mental, others are physical, and reason shines out as ruling over both. Absolutely. Otherwise, how is it that when we are attracted toward forbidden foods, we abstain from the pleasure to be had from them? Right. Otherwise, how is it that when we are attracted toward forbidden foods, we abstain from the pleasure to be had from them? Right, because you have power to abstain. You got the power to resist. You don't have to give in to your pleasures. Y'all, you don't have to even give in to pain. You don't. All right. But being that there is a willpower to resist pleasure, the author is saying that's the proof that reason is the master over your passions. You understand? Because every last one of us done resisted something that looked like it tasted good or felt good, but we knew it was wrong for us. Yeah. Right. And if you have flexed that type of power, then that right there is proof that what we talk about in this class is absolute. If you've ever resisted something that looked like it tasted good or felt good, but you knew it was bad for you, give me a 9 up in the chat. You feel me? And that means you got the power to resist. All right? That means you got the power to resist. We all got the power to resist, but we all done resisted something that we thought tasted good or felt good, but we knew it was wrong. Yeah. Well, all right. Well, I see all these 9s. That means every last one of us got the power of reasoning at some point in your life, right? You focused and said, "Look, I know that that's a pleasure. I know that's a desire. You understand? But I know it's bad for me. Yes, indeed. I'm gonna resist that." Well, that means you are proof that what we talking about is true. Right. That reason is sovereign over your emotions. All right. If you ever did that, then you got the power to resist pleasure or pain. You got the power to. All right. Oh, wait. I certainly here you go right here. I certainly think so. Therefore, in desiring seafood and fowl and animals, therefore, in desiring seafood and fowl and animals and all sorts of foods that are forbidden to us by the law, we abstain because of domination by reason. For the passions of the appetites are restrained, being bent back by the sensible mind, and all the impulses of the body are bridled by reason. For the passions of the appetites are restrained, kept back, being bent back by the sensible mind, and all the impulses of the body are bridled by reason. There it is. There it is. All right. So we can act all day. We can act all day like, no, I don't think that's right. But if you ever resisted something that looked good and looked like it tastes good and felt good, right? But you knew it was bad for you, then at that moment you were showing the power of reason over emotions, reason over passion, spirit over the faith, belief over BS. Wait, Roddy Rod. All right, now y'all be going down into, let me see what this is, the chapter. I don't think, okay, me in chapter 3 now. All right, we're going to go past King David's thirst. We're going to go past Onias' reason, testament to a king. That's a good one, too. That's a good one, too. All right, we're going to go past Antiochus Epiphanes' persecution of the Jews, and we're going to get into the philosophy. Oh, no, we in chapter 5. Chapter 5, the vain philosophy of Antiochus versus the true philosophy of Eleazar. All right. Real talk. All praise, glory, and honor. Lovely yacht. Felt good after resisting. Absolutely, didn't it? Felt very good after resisting. Absolutely. All praise. All right, let's get it. All right. The tyrant Antiochus, sitting with his counselors on a certain high place and with his armed soldiers standing around him, ordered the guards to seize each and every Hebrew and to compel them to eat swine's flesh and food sacrificed to idols. I mean, that's what we've been talking about. You understand? I know a lot of the people don't want to hear it, but if you're chewing on any type of flesh, you understand, and it ain't been slaughtered and prepared as the Torah says it's supposed to, it falls up under the category of being offered to devils or idols. It is unclean. You understand? Whether it's lamb meat, you understand? Whether it's goat, ox, those cheeseburgers you eating on, that turkey you eating, that yard bird, that chicken, that fish you eating. If it has not been slaughtered or processed or prepared according as the Torah says it's supposed to be prepared, in order for it to be offered correctly. And this is for y'all that live by the flesh laws. I don't go by the flesh laws. I don't eat them. I don't eat animals. You understand? So you'll find out that most Israelites claim they keep in dietary law when actually they not. Because in that same Leviticus, it goes into the laws of preparation. It goes into how that flesh can't even be dead no longer than 2 days, or it's an abomination. Y'all got deep freezers full of meat. Deep free been in there for a whole year. Talking about you eating lawfully. No, you're not. No, you're not. So the food sacrificed to idols, y'all, ain't just because somebody said, oh, this is sacrifice to Zeus. No, if it was not slaughtered, according to what you're reading in the Torah, in Leviticus chapter 17, all right, 1 through 7, verse 13, Leviticus chapter 7, 11 through 18. If it's not handled like that, then it falls up under the category of being offered to devils. All right. And guess what? You guilty of shedding blood. Yes, and you'll be cut off from your people. And if it's been dead longer than 2 days, it's an abomination. Right. You understand? So yeah, I mean, I know a lot of it's a touchy subject. A lot of our people think they eating clean flesh. No, you're not. No, you're not. All that flesh you eating at all them feast days is offered to devils. Yes, sir. It is. So it is. Well, how can you say that? Or offered to idols? How can we say that? Because it was not processed, prepared, or slaughtered how Leviticus say it's supposed to be slaughtered. So you can eat this flesh you claim you eat. If it ain't been done like that, y'all, it's considered offered to idols. Yes, now, I know Paul told you whatever sold at the meat market, he don't ask no questions. But that's against Torah, and that's against Acts 15. He actually was commanded to stay away from things strangled, blood, and from food or meat offered to idols. Just to let y'all know. So this is deeper than just, you understand, swine meat and food sacrificed to idols. And you think that's just talking about somebody, offering food to Krishna. Nah. If it ain't been slaughtered according to the Torah, the Torah laws, that animal you chewing on is considered offered to devils. Just to throw that on out there. All right. So look, it says, order the guards to seize each and every Hebrew and to compel them to eat swine's flesh and food sacrificed to idols, which we all know what it is now. If anyone willing to eat unclean food, they were to be tortured and put to death. When many persons had been rounded up, one man, Eleazar by name, a leader of the flock, was brought before the king. He was a man of priestly family, learned in the law, advanced in years, and known to many in the tyrant's court for his philosophy. Uh-oh, it's getting his heating up, Roddy Rod. All right, now watch this. When Antiochus saw him, he said, before I begin to torture you, old man, I will advise you to eat the swine's flesh and save yourself. I respect your age and your gray hairs, although to have had them for so long a time and still cling to the religion of Yahudim makes you anything but a philosopher in my eyes. Wow. He like, your gray hair is worthless to me. Yep. Why should you abhor eating the very excellent meat of this animal? Why should you abhor eating the very excellent meat of this animal when nature has so freely bestowed it on us? For surely it is senseless not to enjoy harmless pleasures. Wow. Wow. You hear the devil talking, boy? Huh? Bow down and I'll give you the whole world. It's been given to me. Command these stones to be made bread. This ain't nothing but the devil talking to Mashiach. Basically the same thing. Why should you abhor eating the very excellent meat of this animal when nature has so freely bestowed it on us? For surely it is senseless not to enjoy harmless pleasures, and it is wrong to despise nature's good gifts. It seems to me that it will be greater folly still if by holding to a useless view concerning the truth, you continue to despise me to your own hurt. Will you not awaken from your foolish philosophy? Abandon your futile reasonings. Wow, abandon your belief. They call it vain too, futile. What y'all believe don't mean nothing. You still believe that? Abandon your futile reasonings. Adopt a frame of mind to match your years. And philosophize according to the truth of what is beneficial. Wow. Beneficial for you to sell out. You can live a little bit longer and eat porridge with the heathen. Pork sandwiches. Wow. Wow. The nerve. The nerve of the heathen. Bow to my benevolent advice and have pity on your old age. For consider this, if there is some power watching over this religion of yours, it will excuse you from any transgression committed under compulsion. He said, whatever it is you think you worship, they'll forgive you. Once I put this pain on you, whoever that is or whatever power it is you think you worship, oh, they ain't got no choice but to forgive you. Because after this pain and torture I'm finna put you through, everybody I know crack. And y'all, your United States adopt these same torture tactics when they torture their enemies. Same torture tactics. Oh, praise. When the tyrant had urged, all right, we cooking. When the tyrant had urged him on this way to eat unlawful meat, Eleazar asked to have a word. When he had received permission to speak, he began to address the people as follows. We, O Antiochus, who have been persuaded to govern our lives according to the divine Torah, do not consider any compulsion laid upon us mighty enough to overcome our own will and obedience to the law. Like whatever you think you about to put on us, you better off spitting at an elephant. That's how much damage you think you're going to do to us. You better off spitting at an elephant. Therefore, under no circumstances, whatever do we ever deem it right to transgress the law in any respect, even if, as you suppose, our law was not truly divine, and we had wrongly held it to be divine, not even so would it be right for us to invalidate our reputation for holiness. Right. Therefore, do not suppose that it would be a petty sin for us to eat unclean food. To transgress the law in matters either small or great matters is the same. To transgress the law in matters either small or great matters is the same. For in either case, the law is equally despised. You scoff at our philosophy as though living by it were irrational. But it teaches us sound reasoning. so that we master all pleasures and desires. You see that, Roddy Rod? We master all pleasures and desires. And here our people go talking about they on an ayahuasca trip. But you ain't even mastered pleasures and desires. You ain't mastered it. And it also trains us in courage so that we willingly endure all suffering. It instructs us in righteousness so that we act impartially in all our dealings. And it teaches us holiness so that with proper reverence, we honor only the living power, the living God. You see that? Ooh, we cooking now. We cooking now. Y'all get some understanding. Give us a 5 up in the chat. We cooking. We cooking. And the Azar say to him before the whole crowd, whatever you think you about to lay on us, you better off spitting at the elephant. You'll do more damage spitting on the elephant than thinking we gonna fold over what we believe. We gonna allow passion to rule reason. No. Nah. That ain't what it is. All right, I see the 5s. Therefore, we do not eat unclean food, trusting that the law was established by Yah. We know that the creator of the world, in giving us the law, conforms it to our nature. He has permitted us to eat what will be most suitable for us, but he has forbidden us to eat meats that would be contrary to us. It is tyrannical. It is tyrannical for you to compel us not only to transgress the law, but also to eat in such a way that you may deride us for eating unclean foods, which are most abhorrent to us. But you shall have no such occasion to laugh at my expense. You ain't finna be laughing at my expense, nor will I transgress the sacred oaths of my ancestors concerning the keeping of the law. Not even if you gouge out my eyes and burn my entrails. I am not so old and cowardly. I am not so old and cowardly that my reason should lose its youthful vigor in behalf of holiness. You're like, you ain't even finna blame this on my old age. I ain't old and senile and long in the tooth. Huh? I am not so old and cowardly that my reason, my faith, my belief, my conviction should lose its youthful vigor. He like the faith I had when I was a youth, I still got. Meaning this elder brother was still on fire for the Most High at the age of 90. He didn't allow his faith and his belief to waver. He like, no, Jack, my faith got a youthful vigor to it. Not even if you gouge out my eyes and burn my entrails. I am not so old and cowardly that my reason should lose its youthful vigor in behalf of holiness. Therefore, get your torture wheels ready and stoke the fire all the more vehemently. Turn that heat up. You heard me? Huh? Pull them torture wheels out if you think I'm lying. That's how you defeat a tyrant. You stand on your belief. And you tell them, hurry up with it. Hurry up with your torches. Turn that fire up. Bring out your torturing instruments. Since you think this a game. Boy, I pray I get to embrace this elder one day. What? Therefore, get your torture wheels ready and stoke the fire all the more vehemently. I do not so pity my old age as to break the law of my fathers on account of myself. I will not play lies with you. I will not play lies with you, O law, my teacher, nor will I renounce you, self-control, my friend. I will not put you to shame, philosophy of reason, nor will I disown you, honorable priesthood and knowledge of the law. You, O king, shall not defile the honorable lips of my old age, nor my life of service to the law. My ancestors will receive me as pure. Yeah, my ancestors will receive me as pure, as one who does not fear your violence, even to death. You may tyrannize the ungodly, but you shall never gain mastery over me with my holy reason, either by words or through deeds. Stand on it, huh?
Yes, indeed.
How much you perfected, and you're such a perfected, ascended soul, and you ain't even mastered these passions and these reasons.
I play lies with you over all my teaching.
Like that, Roddy Rod? Go ahead.
I renounce you. Self-control, my friend. Lord, that mug hit. Dang, all right. All right.
Dang. He said, turn that fire up. Turn that fire up and get them torture wheels out. Oh, wait. Oh, wait. All right, that's the eulogy, Eleazar. I think we're going to read that again. Chapter 7, 4 Maccabees, chapter 7. Eulogy concerning Eleazar. Oh, wait, it's cooking, y'all. It's turning up. Hallelujah. Y'all get some understanding? Give me a hallelujah up in the chat. Hallelujah. All praise, glory, and honor. We cooking today. You understand? We cooking today.
Oh, yeah.
All praise, glory, and honor. You got to stand on. That's part of this faith right here. That part of this belief. Y'all the sons, we the sons and daughters of light. What you mean? All right. And to achieve perfection, to be on the perfected path, you got to stand on what you believe. You got to stand on that. You got to stand on your square down. But you never get off of it. Never get off of it. All right. And it's so much more interesting, Roddy, right? I ain't gonna lie to you. It feels good being against the whole world. Like, oh, okay, yeah, okay. This is what we got going on today. This feels great. It feels good being against everybody, right? Reason over passion, spirit over the flesh, belief over BS. This is where the path of perfection starts here. You gotta really believe what it is. All right, you really gotta believe that. All right, I got a whole bunch of hallelujahs in the building. Bless up. That's what I'm talking about. You see my brothers and sisters, man. Good to see the brothers and sisters in this hour. We truly are seeking perfection. We truly are on the path of perfection. All right, but it starts with this. It starts with this. You like that, huh, Rod? I will not play lies with you, oh Lord, my teacher. Nor will I renounce you self-control, my friend. Right. Get you some glory. If that's the case, guess what, y'all? You never die. You never die. You live unto the Most High. Right? It's just a transition to a higher reality, but you live unto the Most High. I think that's you'll grab him. I think that's them. You live unto the Most High. All right. All praise, glory, now to the Most High. Bless up, bless up. All right, eulogy concerning Eleazar. And we're going to get to the mother and 7 sons, all right? Eulogy concerning Eleazar. For like a most skillful pilot, the reason of our father Eleazar stirred the ship of holiness over the sea of the passions. And though buffeted by the threats of the tyrant and swamped by the mighty waves of tortures, in no way did he swerve. Yeah, it is. In no way did he swerve, baby. No way did he swerve. Y'all see this? You know this all us. You using words like swerve. In no way did he swerve the rudder of holiness, even until he sailed into the haven of victory over death. So he got the victory over it. Man didn't die. Right? Because the Hebrews had a different understanding. Their concept of death was a lot different. Their concept of death was different than your westernized mindset of what death is. It was way different. Then he got the victory over death, meaning he lived on because righteousness is immortal. I mean, sure, not in this realm of consciousness, but in the higher realm of consciousness, he lived on. He lives on. All right? In no way did he swerve the rudder of holiness, even until he sailed in the haven of victory over death. No city besieged with many ingenious war machines has ever held out as did that most holy man. Although his sacred life was consumed by tortures and racks, he conquered the ones who besieged him with the shield of holy reason. For in setting his mind firm like a jutting cliff, our father Eleazar broke the maddening ways of the passions, O priests, worthy of the priesthood. You neither defiled your sacred teeth. Look at that. You neither defiled your sacred teeth, nor profaned your stomach, which had room only for reverence and purity by eating unclean foods. Oh man, in harmony with the law and philosophy of divine life. All praises. Such should be those. It's a sweet little brother. Shalom, shalom. Such should be those who are administrators of the law, shielding it with their own blood and noble sweat and sufferings even to death. Your father firmly established our observance of the law through your endurance under glory, and you did not abandon the holiness that you praise, but by your deeds you made your words of divine philosophy credible. You understand? By standing on it, you understand? His belief became credible. Just by standing on it. By allowing reason to have victory over the passions. By standing on it, what this man believed 2,300 years ago became believable. Even, think about this, y'all, even by his enemies. His enemies was like, dang, he ain't break. Right? And they was inventing new ways to kill somebody. He ain't break. And what he say? Go ahead and grab your torture wheels. Get that on out here. You understand? I ain't gonna flinch a little bit at this. So look at this. It says, "O aged man, mightier than torture. O elder, more vigorous than fire." This man was put on, he was burnt alive. Or burnt at the stake like you're here today. All right. It says right here, "O supreme king over the passions, Eleazar. For just as our father Aaron, armed with the censer, ran through the multitude of the people and conquered the fiery angel, so the descendant of Aaron, Eleazar, through being consumed by the fire, did not turn from this reason or from his reason. Most amazing indeed, though he was an old man." See? So can't say he old and senile. He long in the tooth. You know, okay, you got it right because you're old now. But he said, you know, in his philosophy, he was like, I still got a youthful, my faith still has a youthful vigor to it. What I believed when I was younger, I'm even more convinced now as an old man. So even though my body may be old, you're not going to conquer my mind. That's the deal, you know. Right? And again, this man lived on. Just transitioned to a higher, you know, realm of consciousness because righteousness is immortal. He was saying, my ancestors going to receive me. Well, how they going to receive you if they dead? See, the Hebrews didn't think of death the way everybody think about death on the Western side of the world. They, especially if you're going to die in righteousness. They looked at the grave as the gateway or the portal to immortality. All right, we read about the 7 brothers in this, and it said while they was being tortured, they was running on the highway to immortality, which means they're not dead. You live on. It's just a transition. You may not be present in this reality, but a higher level of consciousness, you still live. You know what I mean? That's now okay. Now that's exciting right there. It's like, oh, okay. Yeah. What you scared for now? Nothing to be afraid of if you die standing on what you believe. All right. And everywhere we hear them, they like our ancestors gonna receive us. Well, hold on, they dead. How they gonna receive you? We run on the highway to immortality. Hold on. You being fried in a cauldron. Yeah, I'm not finna disgrace my ancestors. Well, how they gonna know if you disgrace them if they dead? See, there's higher levels of consciousness. You understand? It's just when it's time, when you die in this reality, you just transition to the next one. You understand? That's how Hebrews looked at death. They didn't look at death as necessarily a bad thing. You know what I mean? It's just a test we all must pass. You understand? It's a threshold you must cross. Don't you go home and go through over your threshold? All right, well, you gotta walk over the threshold to make it in the house. Death is just a threshold, man. And that's it. All right. Right here it says, so the descendant of Aaron, Eleazar, though being consumed by the fire, did not turn from his reason. Most amazing indeed. Though he was an old man, his body no longer tense and firm. His muscles all relaxed, his sinews feeble. He became young again. He became young again by the Spirit through reason. And by reason like that of Isaac, he prevailed over the many-headed torture. Yeah. O man of blessed age and of holy gray hair and life of lawfulness, whom the faithful seal of death has perfected. Dang, what y'all think about that?
That's tight. I definitely want a name like that when I'm the elder, you know.
Dang. Well, it's like they like our ancestors gonna receive us almost like it's gonna be a standing ovation. Like we always watching the movie. You mad? Hey, boy, I knew you could do it, boy. Yeah. Yeah, we reading about them, but they watching us. Knew you could do it. You know what I mean? Come on in. Righteousness is immortal. So this should give us all the courage to wipe the fear of death off the table. Fear of it. The fear of it is what got you in bondage. The fear of the so-called Rona got you in bondage. The fear of it got people getting sick from it and then so quote unquote dying. We claimed last year and they had no authority over us. And we still taking? Huh? I think it's a false prophet is out there that says something about we was going to be riddled with the Rona, didn't you? Look, gay girl that like me over there in Israel. Yeah, it's almost like we finna catch the Rona by the end of the year. Yeah. Now, another failed prophecy by the prophetess. Yeah, all of us. Dang. You see that? But again, the fear of it is what spread it. You understand? The fear of cancer is what spread it. The fear of being plagued and all that. That's what. So fear got to go, right? Your reason should conquer fear. What are you afraid of? After all, ain't nothing you got going on you can't be delivered from. You know what I mean? What are we afraid of? Your reason is to be supremacy or sovereign over your passions. All right, passions. You got pain on one end, and you got pleasure on the other end. All right, desire precedes pleasure. All right, fear precedes pain, but they both consider passions. They're just two different opposite ends of the spectrum. All right, your belief or your faith or your conviction or your reason should be sovereign over any type of emotion, any type of, whether it's pain, whether it's pleasure, whether it's fear, whether it's being a coward, any of it. For all that, your reason and belief should conquer that. Because, and look, we read earlier, like your reason ain't to destroy that, it's so you never yield to it. So you never yield to them low vibrational frequencies of being a coward, of being, being afraid of death. I mean, of being afraid of the Rona. You see what I'm saying?
You had said that was we were driving. You had said that about the reason and the emotions, and I was thinking like just cause, basically. You know what I'm saying? Like if you know what I'm saying, it's my reason before I go take it out, before I take it anywhere. I ain't gonna say all the way there. I shouldn't take it too far. Before I take it anywhere, but is my reason for being angry justifiable? And you know what I'm saying? If it's not, then what am I angry for?
Yeah,
something like that. You know what I'm saying? With any emotion, though, but that's just an
example. Absolutely, because if not, it'll dominate you.
Yeah.
You feel me? And then they got you short circuited. That's what happened with these electrical things at times. They short circuit. In the spirit, we had a breach. We short circuited. You allowed that anger to, for that quick little second to, get the mastery over you. You understand? That's all good. Be better tomorrow than you are today.
For real.
You know what I mean?
Not to cut you off, but that's just what I've been on for a while now. Just like I'm not the same person who I was yesterday.
Absolutely.
Even the person I just was 2 seconds ago, like that's not me no more.
Forever changed and evolved.
Forever, So for the people that's on the live chat, don't ever be held down by like your past or like the mistakes that you made back then or even yesterday. Just be better than who you was. Like, and then it's like also like never in competition with anybody either. Like the only person I'm trying to be better than is who I was yesterday.
That's it.
I was talking to the group about that. No, it's like this little anime One Punch Man. Yeah, dude. So they basically they sent these characters through simulation, right?
Okay.
So where they got to fight each other and all of it. And they sent the main character through simulation. He beat everybody in one punch. And they was like, you know, so everybody they sent him through, they were like, well, go against this strong character. Go against this strong character. He's like, okay. So they analyzed his data, right? And they was like, you know what? Since he beat every single character, said tomorrow I got something for him, right? And when he came back, he said, what you got for me now? Basically, when he came back, he was like, okay, so now he put him up. He had this simulation of himself. He was like, he beat him in one punch. He was like, how did that happen? He was like, I'm always basically. He said, I'm always 100 or 1,000 times stronger than I was the
other day. Oh, that's hard. That's hard right there. Yeah, and you know, some people try to hold you to, you know, your past and all that. Try to hold you to that. And you like, look, I ain't even that same person. You know what I mean? Before, you know, some higher understanding, you would let that keep you bound. Dang, what I did 5 years ago was messed up. You understand? But that's just there for you to learn. Learn from that, man. Learn from it and push forward. You understand? The Most High ain't holding it against you. Who's man to hold that against you? You understand? I wasn't nowhere near where I was 5 years ago. A year ago, I went. You understand? It's just what it is, man. So, I mean, if we claim we're on the path to perfection, we always got to challenge ourselves. That's what it is. The Bible calls it judging yourself. If you judge yourself, you won't be judged. Meaning you scrutinize yourself, checklist. You know what I mean? Today, yesterday, you know, I was motor mouth with it. And I dropped too many F-bombs yesterday. You understand? I dropped too many F-bombs. And today, I'm going to be conscious about what come out of my mouth. You understand? An enlightened soul shouldn't be speaking such things. You understand what I'm saying? Like it's an everyday checklist with yourself. Oh, I got that. I say too many N-words. You understand? I'm a son of light around here, man. What am I doing here?
Just real quick. It's just something like, man, like right now, it just feels super good, bro. That everybody's straight leveling up in consciousness, bro. Like it just feels so good.
Absolutely.
Like, bro, it's straight change. I see the change in brother. You know what I'm saying? Like I really do. Like all praise.
Now all praises, man. You know,
I see the change.
You in competition with the man you was yesterday. That's it, brother.
And that's the thing about it. Though. We always talked about, you know what I'm saying? We talked about loving your brother and stuff like that. But it's just like it was so focused on the knowledge aspect. We just really couldn't get to where we are now. You know what I'm saying? Like we couldn't get there like, as far, you know what I'm saying, as deep as we can now. We still are. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's a beautiful thing for real. Like, you know what I'm saying? We couldn't achieve that because we were always on. Okay, well, what do I need to know next? What do I need to know? Now we like, well, what do I need to know next? But also, before I know the next thing, what do I need to become with the things that I know? You know what I'm saying? It's like it's different.
Yeah, it is.
You know what I'm saying?
You know what I'm saying? Like
you're actually moving on the road. You actually now you've been on the path, but you was at the rest station, it's stuck there. Now you got to get back on the highway, player. Now we in motion. Now we in motion to our destination, which is perfection, which is the kingdom of heaven. You understand? We stagnant for a while. You know what I mean? Bound by all these different emotions, hatred, slavery. All you heathens going into chains. How the Most High, what the Most High got going is what he got going. You understand? Huh? Nah, I don't know. You know,
I'm gonna get it out.
You just gotta figure it out, Hebrew.
Yeah, that just lit something in me. Just to see.
Yeah, be better than you was yesterday, big dog. Now look at this. It's right here. This is chapter 7, 4 Maccabees, verse 16. If therefore an aged man despise tortures, even to death on account of holiness, It cannot be denied that holy reason is ruler over the passions. It can't be. Some perhaps might say not all have full command of their passions, because not all have insightful reasoning. But as many as turn to holiness with their whole heart, these alone are able to rule the passions of the flesh. I heard that? But as many, because that's the argument. Everybody ain't there. Everybody ain't got mastery over the flesh and all that. But the author of the 4th Maccabee says this: but as many as turn to holiness with their whole mind, the whole heart. So that's all you gotta do is ask yourself, if you don't have that, have you turned to holiness with your whole mind? You understand? Are you alive, set on, you understand, uniting with your maker? And that's really your purpose in life. You were created to unite or become one with your creator. That's your only purpose. That's your purpose. Other than that, to be a CEO of the biggest whatever, you ain't unite with your maker though. Right? Your only purpose is to unite or to become one with your father. Right? Be like Messiah. He said, me and my father are one. All right, well, you supposed to be just like him. That's your only mission. That's your only mission. That's what you were created for. So whatever you're doing daily, you're supposed to be cultivating or working toward becoming one with your maker. Y'all, if it ain't that, then okay. What are we doing? What are you here for? You just wasting time? Like, what is, we ain't got no time to waste. Yeah. Moccasin mode, tiptoeing through the tulips. No, my job is to unite with my creator, to be like Messiah, who boldly said, me and my father are one. Now we read where you've been chosen in him before the foundation of the world, correct? Okay, well, Christ united with his father, and you've been chosen in him before the foundation of the world. That means your destination is what? Unity with the Father. That's it. Easy answer. Easy answer. Yeah, of course, fear God, keep his commandments. There's more to that though. That's the entry level answer. You understand? 1 + 1 is 2. That's entry level answer. You understand? That's where you started, right? But if you read deep into it, that's about being united with your Father. Because if you fear him, you keep his commandments, meaning you hear, you're obedient. Shema, you hear what you heard, you do. Right? That's the entry of it. That's where it started. You understand? Yeah, well, that's talking about unity with the Father then. Yeah, the whole duty of man is unity with the Father. That's what fear God and keep his commandments mean. Oh, you talking about unity with the Father? He said, no, brother, you can't never be united with the Father. What you think? What's the purpose of keeping the commandments? Yeah. What's the purpose of keeping the commandments? What's the purpose of fearing him? To unite with him, to become one with him. See, them conversations brothers don't want to have, because that means you've been charged to become perfect. Did Messiah say, be ye perfect as your Father in heaven is? Okay. Is he lying to you? Absolutely not. See, we've wasted time out here in this religious paradigm arguing with folk over what they see and what you don't see. That is a big waste of time. Big waste of time. What you see, I don't see. Yeah. Arguing over imperfections. I like that. Arguing over imperfections. That's all we doing. Arguing over everybody's different perspective of what it is. Nah, you ain't supposed to be doing that. Bro, what you see. All right. Can you practically apply that to your life? Because if I can't practically apply it, I don't even deal with it. I can't do nothing. Like, I can't take that and affect righteous change with me and those around me right now. Then me having that information is what for me? I don't even mean that. So whatever it is, because there's thousands of books in our history. So whatever you read, Essene, Gospel of Peace, Gospel of the Holy 12, the Zohar, you understand the Kabbalah, you got all type of Nag Hammadi. You got, here you go with that. You know what I mean? Whatever it is, you should be able to take from it, you understand, and practically apply righteous change. Now, if you can't do that, then what is we talking about? You understand? What are we really talking about? All right. Now look at this. But as many as turn to holiness with their whole heart, these alone are able to rule the passions of the flesh. Right? Since they believe that they, like our patriarchs, Abraham, Yitzchak, and Yaakov, do not die to the Most High. Oh, okay. Okay. Now we talking here. Now you got to think of death differently. See, the most revolutionary thing you can receive is a changed thought.
It was funny, like literally look, I like to write these little sayings, all all in my phone and all that. And right before you said that, I had wrote, one who is not living can never be one with the Father.
He was not. Who said it again?
One who is not living can never be one with the Father.
Wow. Wow. You know, Darius with the wordplay, man. You know what I mean? He's the boy Smith, baby. You know what I mean? Now look at that. It says, again, since they believe that they, like our patriarchs, Abraham and Isaac and Jacob, do not die to the Most High, but live to him. Now hold on. The Most High is not the God of the living, or not the God of the dead, but is the God of the living. And that I am the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Can we say they dead?
No, they're not dead.
He's not the God of the dead. You see? It just transitioned to a higher level of consciousness. That's it.
Man, that just so damn. I ain't gonna lie. That is so damn.
Ain't about it.
That's just so damn. I never die, but I live on.
Yeah, you live, you're immortal. You live on, just a transition to a higher realm of consciousness. That's it. And I know that don't sit well. Like, oh, brother, what you mean? I'm just saying, like, the Hebrews looked at it differently than what you received in this Western mindset of what you think is death. You've been trained by your master or this heathen to fear death. But if they was afraid of death, they would have never conquered this heathen. You see, you can't be afraid of that. You can't be afraid of that, since they believe that they, right, the mother and 7 sons, Eleazar, since they believe that they, like our patriarchs, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, do not die to the Most High, but live to the Most High. What you going to say?
No, I was about to say, I forgot what I did.
Okay.
He's going to come back.
Now watch this. No contradiction, therefore, arises when some persons appear to be dominated by their passions due to the weakness of their reason. What person who lives as a philosopher by the whole rule of philosophy and trust in the Most High, and knows that it is blessed to endure any sufferings for the sake of virtue, would not be able to overcome the passions through godliness? For only the wise and courageous, are masters of their passions. Only the wise and courageous are.
Yeah, I remember.
Most High ain't gave you the coward spirit. Nah, go ahead. You got something?
So what I was thinking is that it's crazy how they kept you in bondage. Like, they made you afraid of living and afraid of death too. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, like they made you afraid to even just live. And then because they make you think that, man, all these stimulate, like, life ain't supposed to be as hard as it, you know, as people make it to be. Like, you go into a job and you work in a 9 to 5 or whatever, and you just gotta, you know, like, struggle. You know what I'm saying? It ain't supposed to be like this, you know. But they made it like this, and they put you in this environment where you think that it's just like, man. Like my granny used to say, she used to always be like, man, that's gotta be easy because this is hard. You know what I'm saying? Like all this stuff is hard or whatever. And it's just like, man, this how they straight made it. Made you think, you know, so you're afraid to even live now or whatever. And
Absolutely. Again, when we talk about reasons, we talk about our mind, right? And that's what has happened. Your mind has been dominated. You understand? That's only look. How can the devil enslave God? Think about it. Everything comes from you, which comes from your father. Yeah. Hey, you had to be dominated here first. Then you had to be divided first. And they came through conquering. You understand? That's why it's important to worship the one and true creator. You understand? Like, you got to stay away from all of them heathen ideologies and all that. That ain't got nothing to do with us. Stay away from it. Once they understood how to defile you, you understand? And really, you know, it's you, of course. You know, it starts with us. we start, it wasn't good enough. We started lusting to be something else that we wasn't. And you got the power. You masters of the earth. What is you over there, boy? The devil's slicking and snot on the doorknob. I tell you what. What is you over there lusting to be something else for? You got it all. What are you lusting over? You see? That's just what it is, y'all. But it's a lesson to be learned in it.
Yeah.
It's a lesson to be learned in it. You know what I mean? A lesson to be learned. And look, what we doing, we gonna earn immortality. We gonna earn the kingdom of heaven this go round. That was freely given out at first. Now you're gonna earn it. It'll be so much more precious to you. Dang, you had to go through that darkness. Darkness covered the face of the deep. You know what I mean? Right. The light has been put out. Yeah, you've been exiled. You've been put in bondage, chains of darkness. You see, a lot of people believe that Genesis 1 represents the captivity, the light being put out of Israel. You know what I mean? There's many different ways you can look at it, but darkness covers the face of the deep. Mm-hmm. Yeah, but then eventually let there be light. So you see, light is coming. Yeah. Right? We will live how we supposed to live. We will live in our divine birthright. Right? But you got to get on that road now and work at it daily. Her a little. Work at it daily. Right? Because in the end, after all, we're talking immortality. You understand? That's what we're talking about. That's what's up for grabs here. Immortality. All right? Your God or your Yah nature. All right? Reason, sovereignty, and the seven. We talking about the seven brothers. Y'all got anything y'all want to say? What's going on? Everybody good?
Hey, keep dropping gems.
All good? All praises, all praises. All right, reason, sovereignty, and the seven. Now then, since the seven brothers despise sufferings, even unto death, everyone must concede that devout reason is sovereign over the passions. For if they had been slaves to their flesh, slaves to their passions, slaves to the fear of death, and had eaten unclean food, we would say that they had been conquered by these passions. But in fact, it was not so. Instead, by reason, which is praised by the Most High, they prevailed over their passions. So then one is not to ignore this chief command of the mind, for it rules over both passions and sufferings. How then can one fail to confess the rulership of sound reason over the passion in these men, seeing that they did not shrink? They did not shrink from the agonies of fire. These men were set on fire. They ain't shrink at it. Didn't shrink at it. Looked at it like, oh, we about to get glory. Dang. For just as towers jut out over harbors, hold back the threatening waves and make it calm for those who sail into the inner basin. So the seven, let me highlight that so y'all can see that. So the seven towered right reason of the youths. So the seven towered right reason of the youths by fortifying the harbor of holiness. We got towers, we got harbors. Listen to it, Darius. Look at you. See, Darius, the bar smith. Look at it. He over there like, hold on. Look. So the seven towered right reason of the youths by fortifying the harbor of holiness conquered the tempest or the storm of the passions. For they constitute a holy course of godliness as they encourage one another, saying, brothers, let us die like brothers for the sake of the law. Let us imitate the three youths in Assyria, Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, who despised the same ordeal of the furnace. Let us not be cowardly in the demonstration of the true faith. They happing each other up, baby. Bro, you finna go, baby. Get you some ink, baby. What you mean? Get you some glory, baby. I'm right behind you. Yeah. You know what I mean? So they amping each other up on the way to the torture rack. And they had just seen Eleazar get handled. He like, they pops went out like a G. I gotta go harder. What you mean? He ain't cowered down. Like, I can't go out weak. You know what I mean? Can't do it. Can't do it. We got to live forever. Righteousness is immortal. All right? Yeah. All right, watch this. Let us not be cowardly in the demonstration of true faith. Courage, brother, said one. And another said, hold on nobly. And another reminded them, remember where you come from. and the father by whose hand Isaac would have willingly been sacrificed for the sake of holiness. Each one, look at this. Each one separately and all of them together looking at one another with a cheerful demeanor, aglow with courage. They were shining with courage. Aglow with courage said, let us consecrate. Let us sanctify ourselves to the Most High with all our hearts. He gave us our lives. And let us use our bodies as a bulwark for the law. Let us not fear him who intends to kill us. For great is the struggle of the mind, the psyche, and the danger of a time of torment, which lies before all those who transgress the commandment of the Most High. Therefore, let us put on the full armor of self-control.
What do you do with somebody like that, bro? Like, how do you crack? How do you make them crack, bro?
You can't.
You can't.
That's the point. Reason is sovereign over passions.
You cannot, with that type of mind, bro, you're unstoppable.
Yeah, you're right.
You're unstoppable.
There you go. Now you got it. Now you got it. The mind is what they conquered. You understand? But you've been set free. You're no longer in bondage to the kingdom of darkness. You're no longer in bondage to these passions and these emotions and all that. No longer in bondage to that. You've been set free, actually. These brothers was free. Even though their bodies was detained, these brothers was free. They knew, like, we home. This is the home stretch here. We home. All we gotta do is score. All we gotta do, we rounded third base. All we gotta do is score. That's it. They like, this it. You did? Look at this. Therefore, let us put on the full armor of self-control, which is divine reason. For if we so die, Abraham and Isaac and Jacob will receive us. Because they're alive, bro. Not bodily. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? Spirit and your soul live on, which is consciousness. You just talking about what you breathing through your nostrils, you know what I mean? There's consciousness attached to your soul and to your spirit. Intelligence. You know what I mean? The breath of life is more than just. You dig? Go ahead. You got something. I see.
Yeah, I was saying, like, it more like, you know, answers my question of, like, when I used to think, like, man, I wonder if I was dead, will I be able to know somebody who was, you know what I'm saying, dead? Like, will I be able to know who you was if I was, you know, dead? Now, at first glance, I would think no, you know what I'm saying, because, like, you know, the Ecclesiastes or whatever, and it would tell you that, like, you know, you ain't gonna know nothing, you know what I'm saying? But if, you know, like in the scripture talk about, like, you're gonna be with Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob and all types of stuff like that. And how you gonna know that Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob?
Right, you gonna have a name tag on?
Yeah, like, you know what I'm saying? It's like, how you gonna know that?
I'm Abraham.
Right. It's like, I feel like you just, it's the feeling. You just recognize that person, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, on some, like, real recognize real.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, especially based on what we do. Like you got the physical body, you know what I'm saying, and then most high breathe in the breath of life. So you know what I'm saying, that breath of life is still living within the physical body without the physical body. It just the physical body is just holding.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So
exactly.
If everybody's been given that same breath, it's the same breath. So once you get out of that physical body, you know what I'm saying? Like once I come out of this physical body, once you come out of that physical body, you know what I'm saying? We the same breath. So I know you just like you should know me.
Right.
We're the same.
They call that kindred spirits.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Yeah.
Kindred spirits. We related in the spirit.
Right.
You understand? There's a familiarity there. Familiar. Abraham. Oh man. Like we all one. So look what he's saying. For if we so die, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob will receive us. And all of our ancestors will praise us. Dang. He keeps talking about the ancestors in there too. Israel scared of that word. The ancestors. You an ancestor worshiping? Man, no, stop it. Stop all that. You understand? But truth be told, you are the embodiment of all what came before. There is no you without your ancestors. The DNA that's within you, you understand, is a direct byproduct of what from all them thousands of years ago. You know what I mean? And you can trace it all the way back to what we call paradise. What you mean? But these brothers keep talking about their ancestors. You know what I mean? Not shaming their ancestors as if they're living in the body right now. They live on. You understand? It's just a higher realm of understanding and consciousness we talking about. You understand? Yeah, the body got to dissolve back into dust and all that, but you're way more than your body. You do know that. That's just a shell. You know what it is whenever you go to a funeral, you didn't see them bodies without that soul and that spirit in it. You almost can't even recognize it. Don't look the same. You understand? Because there's so much more to you. You're from the heavens. There's so much more to you than the body that you clean up every day or whatever, or the skin that you shed. You understand? You take you a bath, you ring around the tub, and oh, well, that's dirt off your backside. That's actually skin. I mean, unless you've been rolling around in a landfill all day, you know what I mean? That's actually skin. You shed every day too. I people don't realize that. You see what I'm saying? So it's so much more to you. You're so much greater than this physical shell that you got. That's just your body, or the body that is in receivership of the spirit and soul. Yeah, there you go. But the spirit and soul is in a consciousness. You understand? It is. And it's just different levels of consciousness. That's all it is. So when Solomon said the dead know not anything, well, we talk about how Big Mama don't see you scoring a game-winning shot. Okay. Yeah. Anything that's done under the sun, the wisdom he was dealing with at that moment. We got scriptures right here talking about, look, our ancestors going to receive us. They're going to praise us. Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob going to receive us. Ancestors going to praise us. You see what I'm saying? So dealing with the Bible, just to be fair, you do got different perspectives on death, even in the Bible. You do. It's not one like solid theme, but they're like different people look at death different. Just what it is. It just come down to which side of the spectrum you gonna fall on. Like what you gonna believe. You know what I mean? You did. Absolutely. Now watch this. And to each one of the brothers as they were dragged away, those who were left said, do not shame us. Dang. Do not shame us, brother, or betray the brothers who have died before us. You are not ignorant of the affection of family ties, which the divine and all-wise providence has allotted through the fathers to their descendants, and which was implanted in the mother's womb. Do y'all hear this? You are not ignorant of the affection of family ties with kindred spirits. The divine, which the divine and all-wise providence, the Most High, has allotted through the fathers to their descendants. I just said this. You the embodiment of everything that came before you. To their descendants, and which was implanted in the mother's womb. Yeah, the DNA of your ancestors was implanted in your mama's womb through the seed of your father. Absolutely. 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 Yeah. Some of y'all big dreamers. Some of y'all done had dreams of past lives. I mean, I know people that dream of the past life. What you mean a past life, brother? Hey, brother, some brothers are big dreamers. Brother felt like he was born back in the medieval times. About to get burnt at the stake, cuz. Like, dang. Nigga, what happened? You know what I mean? That's my point. The DNA and the spirit. The spirit never dies. You understand? Tell you that in the Psalms, how the Most High recycle the spirit. Give it back. You know what I mean? That's consciousness and all that. So that would explain how some people have visions and dreams of their ancestors back in the day. You know what I mean? You in receivership of the same spirit. You know what I mean? Which is immortal. You can't kill the spirit. It's immortal. It lives forever. You know what I mean? They knew this. They knew this, right? Each of the brothers spent the same length of time and was shaped during the same period of time in the mama's womb. And growing from the same blood and through the same life, they were brought to the light of day. When they were born after an equal time of gestation, they drank milk from the same fountains. And brotherly loving souls are nourished by being embraced at the same breast. And they grow from strength to strength by this common nurture and daily companionship, as well as in the training imposed by our discipline in the law. Therefore, when sympathy and brotherly affection have been so established, the brothers were the more sympathetic to one another. Since they had been educated by the same law and trained in the same virtues and brought up in righteousness, they loved one another all the more. A common zeal for nobility strengthened their goodwill toward one another and their concord, because they could make their brotherly love more fervent with the aid of their faith. But although nature and companionship and virtuous habits had strengthened the bond of brotherhood, those who were left endured for the sake of holiness, while watching their brothers being maltreated and tortured to death. Wow, they had an unbreakable bond, though. See that? The bond was unbreakable, right? And it went all the way back to how they received what they had from their fathers, implanted in their mother's womb, drunk from the same nipples of the same mama, and educated the same. So they bond was unbreakable. Bond was unbreakable, right? But it shows you their origin was all the way back with their fathers. Yours is too. Yours is too. You're so much greater than what you put out. So much more. But I know people don't even want to hear that. It sounds like mysticism, whatever. I don't care what you call it. You understand? The fact of the matter is, you are the embodiment of all your ancestors that came before you. You actually are. It just so happened we the sons of the Most High. Huh? Yeah. Our foundation is in the heavens. The truth foundation is in the heavens. This is the world of branches. Seed is in the heavens, planet. Right? This is the world of branches. Yeah. Everything's flipped upside down for real. The seed is up there in the heavens. The roots is in the heavens. The branches is there. This is the world of branches, Jack. That's what you're living in. All right? The heavens are the foundation. The truth had its origin in the heavens. So does your spirit and soul. All right? Now watch this. Moreover, they encourage them to face the torture so that they not only despise their agonies, but also master the emotions of brotherly love. Oh, reason, more kingly than kings and freer than the free. Oh, sacred and harmonious concord of the seven brothers on behalf of faith. Not one of the seven youths turned coward or shrank from death, but all of them as though running on the highway to immortality. Hastened, hurried up onto the death by torture. Yeah. It's safe to say that the way they view death is totally different than how we view death today. They was in a rush. They was in a rush to go ahead and get them some glory. Eleazar told old boy, he said, I'd never cower down. Bring out those torture wheels and everything else you got. I'm offended you even asked me. But like that, with that type of faith, you live on forever. You live under the Most High. You're not dead. All right? There's higher realms of consciousness. And so much more to this thing we call life. You know what I mean? You just in the lowest form of this. You're in a world of solids, liquids, and gases. Huh? There's higher realms. Yeah. Now look at this. I like that part, the highway to immortality, though. All right. Just as the hands and feet are moved in harmony with the promptings of the mind, so those holy youths, as if impelled by the immortal spirit of holiness, by the immortal spirit of holiness, agreed to go to death for her sake. Oh, you seven most holy brothers and harmonious. For just as the 7 days of creation move in choral dance around holiness, so these youths forming a chorus encircled the sevenfold fear of tortures and dissolved it. Even now, as we hear of the sufferings of these young men, we ourselves shudder. They, though, not only saw what was happening, not only heard the direct word of threat, but also bore the sufferings patiently and in agonies of fire at that. What could be more excruciatingly painful than this? For the power of fire is intense and swift, and it consumed their bodies quickly. Talk to me, brothers. What y'all think about that so far? Glory. Dang. Now we're about to talk about the mother. Because these Babylonian women ain't nowhere near what she on. Right. Babylonian one would have threw a pork shank down your baby throat. Really? You dig? Come on home so I can sugar, wugger, cinnamon bun you over and you know, spoil you and all that. Nah. I'm your mama. Come on home for the night. This mama right here, this is what I'm talking about. See, we got great forefathers and foremothers. She's one of them. She's one of them. You understand? Mine was way more serious and way more on the perfected path than most men today. You understand? When they get real, boy, people come up with excuses. Oh, you know, the Most High wouldn't put on more than I can bear. You know, well, you know, it's okay. You understand? Nah, man.
That means, but you got to look at it the other way, though. If you put it on you, that means you can
bear. Yeah. Exactly.
Giving up mindset.
Yeah, that exactly. And that's what they understood. Oh, this must be the test for me to pass. They wasn't looking to abandon it by compromising with the devil. Make no mistake about it. That wasn't nothing but the devil. You understand? They came through Jerusalem all them years ago and Hellenized that whole thing. Hell, y'all hear Hellenization? That's Greek culture. You dig? Straight up. So we got to stand on no matter what. We claim we on the perfected path. You're going to be tried on it, though. Don't let emotions come and try you. You understand? Fear is an emotion. The fear of death is an emotion. You understand? You imagine the smell of the flesh. Boy, they was, bruh, these brothers was in human-sized cauldrons and was excited. Say, oh, no, I want some glory. Hey, bro, remember where you come from. Hey, don't betray us. Remember all them that came before us. You already know what time it is. Now let's examine the mind of the psyche of the mother. Because a mother's bond is serious. You know what I mean? A mother's bond is serious, you dig? All of us have been in the womb of our moms. You understand? And that's a connection nobody can even explain. You feel me? Unless you was a woman that understand about going through 9 months or 10 months of gestation and then finally pushing you on out through the matrix. You understand? Now, your mother is very, very special. Our fathers are too. That's you got that. That's something special right there. We ain't gotta walk around 10 months with the elephantitis going on. You know what I mean? And then you know, labor and shoot some seeds. We ain't gotta do all that. That's serious. So a mother's bond is serious, man. So let's examine her psyche now. All right. On the mother of the set. Y'all getting some understanding so far? Give us a 9 up in the chat. We ain't trying to lose nobody. Let's get her done. Yes, I have had deja vu throughout my life. Me too. I've actually had it my whole life. Look, we got deja vu. I'll be like, dang, I done straight seen this before. What was you trying to show me? You dig? And I never could call it like down, like Final Destination. You know what I mean? Tired about to blow out. The thing finna fall from the sky. This finna go. It always happened to me when I'm up in the situation. And then something triggered it. Like Charles just got up off the couch and I remember that I had a dream. Like I seen this before. You know what I'm saying? That's what I mean by deja vu. What the Final Destinations we all grew up watching, that's called a premonition. You know what I mean? I ain't never. Yeah, Matrix, when he saw the cat go by, that's a premonition. You know what I mean? Deja vu, what they call deja vu. I've had that my whole life, actually. You did, but I never could call it walking up on the situation. Something to trigger it, and I'd be like, I seen this before already. Dang.
Even like dreams or whatever, like when you talk about dreams, like I know I be in my dreams. Like it's not like I'm not there and it's just a dream. Like I'm there. Like I know that I'm there. Because it's like even it's like with my dreams, they be so intricate. And they like how is this happening in my dream? Like, how's my mind thinking? Like, I can be in this place right now in my dream.
Right.
Music could be playing, like at certain moments, like it'll be a sad moment, and then an orchestra or something like that just start playing. I'm like, dang, like how am I in this like music I ain't never heard before or whatever. And it's like it's crazy. Like I like go through my dream and like it's just it's like a movie. So it's like I be there for real though, because this stuff I be mind. That's like have y'all ever had a dream where like y'all like it's something sad, real sad going to dream, then you start crying. Then when you wake up, you crying or whatever. Like I didn't have a dream like that before, like where I was crying in my dreams and I woke up and I was sitting there like really like crying.
Mm-hmm.
So I knew I was there for real. And I just like traveled back to this place.
Absolutely. Now we cooking. Let's deal with the mother. All right. On the mother of the seven, do not consider it amazing that reason had full command over these men and their tortures, since the mind of woman despised even more diverse actions. And y'all think that's something with the brothers. Wait till you get low their mother. All right. For the mother of the seven young men endured under the torments of each one of her children. Yeah, remember that bond I was talking about? That got to do something to the psyche, boy, to watch 7 children that you birthed, that you done pushed out through the matrix, through the womb. You feel me? All die within the space of a day, standing on what you raised them to believe. Yeah. Observe how complex is a mother's love for her children, which draws everything toward an emotion felt in her inmost parts. For even unreasoning animals have an affection and love for their offspring, as well as humans. For example, among birds, the ones that are tame protect their young by building on the housetops, and others by building on mountain peaks and in clefts of rocks and in the holes or tops of trees, hatch their nestlings and ward off the intruder. If they are not able to keep the intruder away, they do what they can to help their young by flying in circles around them in the anguish of love, warning them with their own calls. And why is it necessary to demonstrate sympathy for children by the example of unreasoning animals? Since even bees at the time for making honeycombs defend themselves against intruders. And as though with an iron dart sting those who approach their hive and defend it even to the death. But sympathy for her children did not sway the mother of the young men. She was of the same mind as Abraham. Wow. Wow. Chapter 15. Oh, reason. That was the tyrant over the passions for her sons. Oh, holiness, indeed, it was more desirable to the mother even than her children. 2 courses of possibility were open to this mother. That of holiness and that of preserving her 7 sons for a time as the tyrant had promised. 2 lanes open for you. Holiness or agree with this heathen. Holiness, which means your sons are going to have to die. Or preserving your sons by agreeing with the devil. Straight up. 2 courses of possibility were open to this mother. That of holiness and that of preserving her 7 sons for a time, as the tyrant had promised. She loved holiness more. The holiness that preserves them for the age of life, according to the Most High's word. How can I possibly express the deep love of parents for their children? On the tender nature of the child, we impress a wonderful likeness of both shape and psyche. And this is especially so with mothers who are more affectionate in their own feelings toward their children than are fathers. That's true. And I love all my babies. I do. It's unwavering. You dig? But yeah, their mothers show them more affection than me. Absolutely. So realize what this mother had to go through. You understand? This is even more like we need to be applauding this woman. Straight up, because I mean, a mother's bond is different than a father's bond. It really is. It really is. For as much as mothers are the weaker vessel and give birth to many, so much more do they love their children. The mother of the 7 boys, more than any other mother, loved her children. In 7 pregnancies, she had implanted in herself tender love toward them. And because of the many pains she suffered with each of them, she had sympathy for them. Yet because of the fear of the Most High, she disdained the temporary safety of her children. Not only so, but also because of the nobility of her children and their eager obedience to the law, she felt a greater tenderness toward them. For they were righteous and self-controlled and brave and very generous and loved their brothers and their mother, so that they obeyed her even to death in keeping the law. Oh, praises, bro. Oh, boy, make you do a reflection within your own walk. You know what I mean? Time out for the excuses. What excuse do you have? She ain't have one. She ain't have one. What excuse we think we got? Eliezer ain't had one. Anybody ask you, surely he did. Man, 90 years old. Long in the tooth. Then look, there's no 7 brothers. Come on, now human-sized cauldrons is over here.
Comfortable bed, he chose. I mean, that's a wonderful thing. Like, you know what I'm saying? I forgot what his book, but the Apocrypha talks about it, and in different places in the script, talks about your children. You know what I'm saying? You can be a wonderful God-fearing man, but not all your children can be right. You know what I'm saying? And you had all of them go in that hole.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's that code.
Yeah, and they always on one accord with it too. That is cold. That should make you feel I did my job as a father or as a mother. Straight up. All them little jokers went out. ain't not one of them waver. Oh man. Righteousness is immortal. Righteousness is immortal. Verse 11. Nevertheless, even though so many factors influence the mother to suffer with them out of love for her children, in the case of none of them were the various tortures strong enough to pervert her reason. She saw the cauldron. She saw the thumb screws. She saw the wheels of torture. She smelled the flesh of her children burning in the earth. She saw them scalped and limbs cut off. And none of that was strong enough to pervert her reason, her faith, her belief. But each child separately and all of them together, the mother urged on to death for holiness' sake. Mama like, yeah, you better go do that. You already know what time it is. The mama, right? Men and women need to ask themselves this. Do you got this type of mindset right here? In your belief with the Almighty. Is your conviction that strong? Claim we want to be on the perfected path and be ascended beings and enlightened. Huh? Well, y'all, this is part of that. Because you got to exit this time capsule anyway one day, don't you? So then that's all a test then. Pain is temporary. Pain is a passion. Huh? That's preceded by fear. So for the sake of pain, you're going to lose that which is immortal. Say your ancestors are going to praise you. Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob going to receive you. Job well done, good and faithful servant.
I don't know if that was at the time or not. I remember him talking about like the pain of death and everything, things like that that you have to go through. Those are basically, you know what I'm saying, because everybody that did these past misdeeds, you know what I'm saying, and that's your baptism. That's like a baptism for like you know what I'm saying, like that fiery baptism. You know what I'm saying? You go through that, it's gonna burn, it's gonna hurt, but it is like, you know what I'm saying. Now you on the other side. You know what I'm saying? You done got washed, you done got that fire, and it's just like, you know what I'm saying. But that's how they take it. So he was basically saying like, well, the Most High won't do evil to you, but he'll use evil. you know what I'm saying, men that's already going to do something anyway, you know what I'm saying, as a release for you. You know what I'm saying? Because you're doing good and you still need that to happen because of all the sin that's still stuck on your body.
Yeah, you owe.
Yeah.
You owe.
Right.
You know what I mean? And people don't really want to deal with that.
Yeah.
Like, you know, there's a lot of debt that's owed.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You be forgiven for it, but you know what I mean? Like you put something else into the equation that threw the balance off. You see what I'm saying? You owe for that.
Yeah. That's how I looked at that because I'm like, okay, what is that baptism with fire? I'm like, you know what I'm saying? That's how I looked at it. I'm just like, you know what I'm saying? If it's going, you know what I'm saying? The one is just the water. It's going to wash away. You know what I'm saying? Water is smooth. That's easy. Fire ain't. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like once you start feeling that, once you feel that pain upon leaving this earth or something like that, you know, that's like, man, you endure. That's a whole other baptism.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Either you didn't endure, you're going to continue to burn. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Or you endured and you got past that fire. You got refined.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's like parents or whatever like that. I know my granny, like, she taught me, like, if somebody was trying to fight me or whatever, like, outside, like, you better go out there and fight that burger. If you come back in her, you ain't fought him or whatever, I'm gonna beat you. Yeah, and I'm gonna beat you or whatever. So it's just like the different battles that's inside of your life, you know what I'm saying? You gotta take them on. You know
Head on.
Wherever, it could be death or whatever, torture, whatever. That's, you know what I'm saying? Because it's somebody, like Eleazar said, like, I might escape your hands, but when I leave her out, I ain't gonna be able to escape, you know what I'm saying, the Most High hand.
You won't.
So he basically on the same tip of like how parents be like, you know, you better go out there and fight. If you don't, then I'm got something for you.
Yeah. The righteous are bold as a lion.
Yeah.
No matter what fight you in life, head on. Head on. I mean, that's your spiritual fights all the way down to in the ring. Head on. Ain't it? When the bell ring is on, ain't it, Doc? Hey, we heard that. We heard that. You see what I'm saying? And it's like that. Adapt that same mindset in life, period. You understand? It's always a fight. It's a battle for perfection. It is. Even though, you know, that your perfected soul is your divine birthright, what people don't like is you got to fight for it. Fight for it. Fight for it. You get that glory. Watch this. Watch this. Oh, sacred nature and affection of parental love, yearning of parents toward children, nurture and indomitable suffering by mothers. This mother who saw them tortured and burned one by one because of holiness did not change her attitude. She watched the flesh of her children being melted away in the fire. She saw their fingers and toes scattered on the ground and the flesh at her heads right down to the cheeks laid out before her like masks. Huh? Oh, mother, tried now by more bitter pains than even the birth pains you suffer for them. Oh, woman who alone gave birth to such complete devotion. When the firstborn breathed his last, it did not turn you aside, nor when the second in his torments looked at you piteously, nor when the third expired, nor did you weep when you looked at the eyes of each one of his tortures, gazing boldly at the same agonies, and saw in their nostrils the signs of the approach of death. When you saw the flesh of children burned upon the flesh of other children, severed hands upon hands, scalped heads upon heads, and corpses falling on other corpses. And when you saw the place filled with many spectators of the torturings, you did not shed tears. Huh? Neither the melodies of sirens nor the songs of swans attract the attention of their hearers, as did the voices of the children in torture calling to their mother. How great and how manifold were the torments the mother then suffered as her sons were tortured on the wheel and with hot irons. But devout reason, strong faith, moral conviction, devout reason, giving her heart a man's courage. Y'all heard this? giving her mind a man's courage in the very midst of her passions, strengthen her to transcend, to rise above the affections of a mother's love for a time. Oh, we cooking now. Although she witnessed the destruction and the endlessly varied torments of her 7 children, this mother of a noble character disregarded all these because of faith in the Most High. For in the council chamber of her own heart, as it were, she witnessed mighty advocates, nature, family, parental love, and the torments of her children. This mother held 2 ballots, one bearing death and the other deliverance for her children. She did not choose the deliverance that would preserve her sons for a short time, but as a true daughter of Abraham, Yah-fearing, she remembered his fortitude. Boy, as a true daughter of Abraham. I pray all the brothers and sisters get encouraged by this, but especially you sisters. You see this? Because she just was called a true daughter of Abraham with manly courage. Huh? Could have went the other way with him, was like, no. Now this is where we get glory. The bus stops here. This is where we get glory today. You got to ask yourself, like, what is it you really believe? You understand? Because it will be tested. It will be tested. America is an illusion. This life is an illusion, but definitely this paradigm called America. As you think you got freedom of speech and the right of religion and free man, look, okay, that ain't how things work. You understand what I'm saying? And you dealing with the children of these heathens who was torturing us and our people back then. You understand? Like these same type of tortures the United States do against their enemies. You know what I'm saying? Prisoners of war and all that. A combatant that didn't call out of bounds, man, please. Y'all look up rendition. You'll see what these heathens really doing to blow your like, dang. All to get some information and crack. Yeah. Yeah, that's what you dealing with. A true daughter of Abraham, huh?
And they so much more intricate now with knowing how to keep you alive and you know what I'm saying, while taking you through all them tortures for days.
Yeah, straight up.
That knowledge has increased.
Yeah, you got it.
In evil ways too.
Absolutely, bro. Oh, mother of the nation. Oh, mother of the nation, you are a vindicator of the law and a champion of holiness. You carried away the prize of the contest in your heart. You are more noble than men in steadfastness and more courageous than heroes in endurance. Just as Noah's ark, carrying the world in the universal flood, stoutly endured the waves, so you, O guardian of the law, overwhelmed from every side by the flood of your emotions. And the violent winds, the torture of your sons, endured nobly and withstood the wintry storms that assail holiness. If then a woman, and an elderly woman at that, endured seeing her children tortured to death, it must be admitted that devout reason is sovereign over the passions. Huh? Therefore, I have demonstrated that not only men have ruled over the passions, but also that a woman has despised the fiercest tortures. The lion surrounded Daniel were not so savage. You think Daniel and the lions then was something? It was nothing incomparable to what this mother went through, the 7 sons went through, and Eleazar went through. The lions surrounding Daniel were not so savage, nor was the raging fiery furnace of Mishael, Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego so intensely hot, as was the natural motherly love that burned within her as she saw her 7 sons so indiscriminately tortured. But by holy reason, the mother quenched so many and such great passions. Consider this also. If this woman, being a mother, had been faint-hearted, a coward, she would have mourned over them and perhaps spoken as follows. This is what would have happened if she was a coward, right, Rod? Oh, how wretched am I and many times unhappy. After bearing 7 children, I am now the mother of none. How vain were these 7 pregnancies. How futile these 7 times being 10 months with child. How fruitless the nurturing and wretched the nursing. In vain, my sons, I endured these many birth pains for you, and the more grievous strains of ruin you. Alas, for my children, some unmarried, others married and without offspring, I should not see your children, or have the joy of being called grandmother. Woe is me, for I had many handsome sons, but am now bereft and all alone with my many sorrows. And when I die, I shall have none of my sons to bury me. But instead, that holy and Yah-fearing mother did not wail with such a lament for any of them, nor did she dissuade any of them from dying, nor did she grieve as they were dying. On the contrary, as though she had a mind like adamant and were given rebirth into immortality. Here it is again. Righteousness is immortal. How they thought of death is not how you think of death today. You think that's the end of them. Now they live on forever. Were given rebirth into immortality to the whole number of her sons. She implored them and urged them on to death for the sake of holiness. O mother, soldier of the Most High, in the cause of holiness, elder and woman, by such bold steadfastness, you have conquered even a tyrant. And in word and deed, you have proven yourself stronger than a man. For when you were seized along with your sons, you stood and watching Eleazar being tortured and said to your sons in the Hebrew language, my sons, noble is the contest to which you are called in order to bear witness for our people. Fight zealously for our ancestral law. Bring up the ancestors again. For it would be shameful if, while an aged man endures such agonies for the sake of holiness, you young men were to be terrified by tortures. Remember that it is through the Most High that you have had a share in the world and have enjoyed life. And therefore, you ought to endure any suffering for the sake of the Most High. For his sake also our father Abraham was zealous to sacrifice his son Isaac, the ancestor of our nation. And when Isaac saw his father's hand wielding a knife and descending upon him, he did not cower. Daniel also, the righteous, was thrown to the lions. Hananiah, Azariah, and Mishael were cast into the fiery furnace, and all endured it for the sake of Yah. You too must have the same faith in the Most High and not be grieved. This is what she's telling her sons. After they watch Eleazar get tortured, stand on it. This is what you believe, right? For it would be unreasonable for you who have knowledge of holiness not to withstand pain. Got the knowledge of holiness, right? Well, it'd be unreasonable to think you're going to get through this life unscathed. No pain. By these words, the mother of the 7 encouraged and persuaded each of her sons to die rather than violate the Most High's commandment. They knew also that those who die for the sake of the Most High will live to the Most High, as will Abraham and Isaac and Jacob and all the patriarchs. Some of the guards said that when she also was about to be seized and put to death, she threw herself into the flames. This woman was cold. You talking about a soldier? Threw herself into the flames so that no one might touch her body. Huh? Now this body belonged to the Almighty. Threw herself in the flame. Oh, mother, who with your 7 sons nullified the violence of the tyrant, frustrated his evil designs, and showed the courage of your faith, nobly set like a roof on the pillars of your sons. You held firm and unswerving against the earthquake of the tortures. Be bold, therefore. Now listen up. Be bold, therefore, O holy-minded mother. firmly maintaining and enduring hope in the Most High. The moon in heaven with the stars are established, but not so majestic as you, who being as a light to your 7 star-like sons, guided them to holiness, and are firmly set and established with them before the Most High in heaven. Righteousness is immortal. Huh? For your children were true children of Abraham, our father. We're going to resonate with that right there, y'all. We're going to stop with that. Oh, wait. Oh, wait. Oh, wait. Oh, wait. Talk to me, brothers. Yeah. You know what I mean? I thought it was only right to end the Feast of the Dedication when, you know, with what really went down. You understand? And give us all that courage and that boldness, man. Because that's what the Most High is looking for on our path to perfection. You know what I mean? Yes, you got enemies. You understand? Many bumps and bruises. But it's all about being better today than you was yesterday. All right? But how you talk about being an ascended master or a perfected soul and you ain't bringing up these brothers and sisters? Like, how is that? They was perfected. They was absolutely what they believed, didn't flinch. So she threw herself in the flame. Them brothers ran up on the torture rack. Eleazar told old boy, get that torture wheel out. Get it right on over her. And then trip off this. And guess what? Heat that fire up some more. It ain't hot enough. Ain't hot enough. You understand? That's how we gotta be. That's the type of spirit the Most High looking for. I like it because for the men and the women, y'all look, we all held to the same measure of discipline, same measure of holiness. Yeah, you sisters are gonna have to get with the program as well. Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. And with holiness comes pain. That's what it is. You understand? But guess what? Righteousness is immortal. That little temporary pain means you live forevermore. All praises. Talk to me. What y'all think? Yeah, quote, you know.
Is never be too attached to anything, because attachment leads to expectations, and the expectations lead to disappointment.
Okay.
Yeah, I forgot what it was. I had made something based off of it, but it was in the script. Gospel, one guy. Anyways, Christ was speaking, and he was saying basically, make your mind. He's like, make your mind basically that mountain. You know what I'm saying? He's like, build a temple around the mountain of your mind. I tell you what coming to me, gospel time. Yeah. He was like, you know what I'm saying? And I was telling the group that. I was telling the group that was on the phone. I'm like, it's dope, because he was like, you know what I'm saying? The kingdom of heaven basically he said basically you have to build it, right? In the nutshell, you gotta build the walls of your kingdom around the mountain of your mind. Right. It's like you have these tall, big walls, you know what I'm saying, where nothing can get in. You know what I'm saying? You got this eternal kingdom inside your mind, you know what I'm saying? And it's on a steep mountain. Nobody can even climb up it, you know, up it just to even attempt to break the unbreakable wall. You know what I'm saying? So it's just that. You know what I'm saying? It's that fortified. You know, and that reminded me of that, because that's where their minds were. You know what I'm saying? You like build the kingdom of heaven on the mountain of your mind.
Absolutely.
I will not play lies with you, O Lord, my teacher.
That's right.
Nor will I renounce you. Self-control, my friend.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Keela said suicide, though. Yeah, Samson. Another famous one. Most High, give me that strength. I take out all your enemies now. Push the building down on himself. And the enemies not. He killed more people in his suicide than he did when he was living. Or more enemies of the Most High. You got a lot of brothers back in the day, a lot of zealots that by the time the Romans was approaching, they like, man, look, you tell them what they gonna do with our bodies. They get us, they will fall on their sword. You know what I mean? Now we ain't, you know, of course, promoting you to go out here and kill yourself. Yeah. But there are situations in the Bible where men did that for a righteous cause, and it was respected by the Almighty. You know what I mean? Straight up. You got scriptural men following their sword. Samson is another one. Nobody ever can explain that one. And I wouldn't say you going through what you going through in life and dang, I'm a failure, kill yourself. No, that's not. But that's just like, look, y'all ain't gonna touch my body. Exactly. You understand? I'm gonna jump in the flame. Like I didn't even lie. She went out on a sword.
And they was already gonna do it anyway. So
Yeah, that was my whole point. The reason behind it, you know what I'm saying? They ain't just like you. I want
She ran quick to glory.
Yeah.
She did what she had to do for the, look. Right.
Look, Lord. All praises, glory now to the Most High. Last day of the Feast of Dedication. Me and the brothers, we about to sit back and feast a little taste. You dig? All praises to the Most High. Hallelujah. Good to see y'all in the building. Let's go ahead and send off these prayers real quick. Jerusalem that way. Let's send off these prayers. Darius, if you mind, getting us together, brother. Let's get her done. All praises, glory, and honor. Hallelujah. Good, man. Let's get it, bro. All praise and glory now to the Most High. Hallelujah. Hallelujah.
Yod hey wah hey.
Yod hey wah hey.
I have found myself. I am not my mind. I am not my heart. I am not my body. I am my mind, heart, and body, and the oneness thereof. I am the unity of my soul and spirit. With the physical, I am. I am the masculine, energy unified with the feminine. I am the atom. I am the experience and eternal wisdom of my thoughts. If someone shows me hostility, I was that. If someone loves me, I am that too. I am the earth and a child of it. I am a light within the world. I am a son of the life of the universe. I am a child of light. I am a child of the law. I am one with light and law. I am a son of the living. I am an enemy to death. I am a conqueror of darkness. I am one who perpetuates life within and throughout himself. I am the son of my Father, and my Father is life. I live within him, and he within me. I am one of many and few of my brothers and sisters, made within one likeness, oneness of my Creator, in body, spirit, mind, heart, and soul. I am the physical manifestation, the physical spiritual manifestation of the love of my Father, who is within and around me. I am who I am becoming. I am the image of Yah. Oh, Yod hey wah hey.
Yod hey wah hey.
Yahweh, I am your thoughts. I am your speech. I am your presence and life put within this earthly vessel, that through me and through those of one and like mind, you can be shown to your creation, that they may see who is their maker, who shows love and mercy to all that do his will, but do not choose the road to their own demise. The one and true Elohim, God of all things, now and present within his law, for without is darkness. Selah.
Selah.
Praise be to thee, the light, the law, the life, and the love of this universe, the heavens and the earth. Praise be to thee, oh Yod hey wah hey.
Yod hey wah hey.
Forever and ever. And in the name of Yahushua HaMashiach, the light of the world, we say now that we are the embodiment. We are the embodiment and image of that light. And every step we take and every move we make will be a declaration of war on the kingdom of darkness. That our words will be as swords to their throats. Our thoughts and our prayers will be as 1,000 and thousands of flaming arrows raining down upon the unsuspecting enemy. In the name of our King, Yahushua HaMashiach, the Nazarene, and by the power of our Elohim, Yahweh. We are the image of Yah.
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 And the destruction. To the image of Satan.
To the image of Satan.
Hallelujah.
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 Hallelujah. Praise the mighty Yahweh. That's why the way you just gave the word, look at my chest cavity. Y'all say something to these people, man. They all praise. Now praise the glory now to the Most High, forever living, anointed, beloved Son. Bless up, bless up. I'm about to go ahead and let the brothers jump on. You know what I mean? They're going to do their thing. Hallelujah. All praise the glory now to the Most High. Y'all go ahead and acknowledge the people. I know you got the bar smiths in the building. Let me get out y'all way, man. Go ahead, brother. You can go first. Go ahead, bro. All praise. What's up with you little jokes? What's good, baby? What's good? Where you at with? Where you at with? Squeeze up, okay? You know where you at? Where you at with? Squeeze up.
That's the word. That's the word.
Squeeze up, okay?
Shalom, shalom. Peace, bro. Last day of the feast. All praise. Another lesson in the book, ladies and gents. Well, not ladies and gents, you know what I mean, brothers and sisters. For real. No Gentiles, you know what I'm saying? Excuse thou. You hear me?
Ladies and gentlemen.
Hey, most definitely. You know, I ain't really got much to say for real. I ain't really got much to say for real, but just keep growing. You know what I'm saying? Keep, just striving to become who you really are. You know what I'm saying? Amen. Amen. That's it. Amen. That's really it. I got you. But my favorite part of the lesson is when that quote I keep quoting. He said, "I will not play lies with thee, O Lord, my teacher, nor will I renounce thee, self-control, my friend." I gotta get that painted. Like that's bars, man. That's deep right there.
My self-control.
Man, that's touch that spirit soul for real. But yeah, man. Trying to see what I got.
What's up, Mike? What's going on?
Say,
you all good? You take care of your little brother, man.
I got. Say, man, it's finna be quick. Lickety split. Initially, it wasn't been a remix, but it's be sick, and they want to know what the remedy is. I'm not in that box you pitching me in. Yes, sir. I see dead people like ghosts sending me visits. Politicians want me to vote for Hillary Clinton. Nose belong, Pinocchio flow on Jimmy D. Cricket. When they talk about my songs, they go quick to religion, but my tracks, they be spinning like rotisserie chicken. Say, killed your favorite rapper. Sorry, crashed the party at a heartbeat. My army then packed the RV. This current state of anarchy, we need a new Marcus Garvey like keys in ignition of cars. Please don't start me. My bars speak for themselves. When I step inside the ring, see, they act like they don't see me like John Cena for the belt. Bless them with my presence like Santa Claus. Be with the elves. My psalms sing to the 12, the lost sheep where they dwell. In the ghetto where you can't even say hello without a mug, unless you well known around the block and you sell dope and got the drugs. Your shell toes, a brother came up and stepped on and got him jumped. You felt bold, I make one call on the cell phone and now you're done. Ain't said no speech, I just dump. I tread on beats, better run and duck, yelling he's got a gun. Serve Elohim past the stunt like Joe Osteen. That's a front. Mathematically, you can take 4, subtract the 3. I'm the one.
Say loud. Say loud. But I'm not a rapper. I'm not a rapper. Hey, loud. Keep it going, baby. Keep it going, baby. Oh man, I'm good. I'm good.
Say, ain't just a rapper now, I show art. I perfected my flow, started painting pictures like Mozart. Thought I could spar with life until it hit me so hard. No host barred, I almost died just like a phone with low charge. Yo, Shaw, no loss. In fact, it's added to my repertoire. I done set the bar so high that they gon' have to check the stars. In my seminars, I'm giving lectures like professors are. Never caught up in the hyper talk. My dogs, we known to bark. Man, this Negro Jamal, he really tried to play me for a fraud. Get the R's and tint the car so they can't see us when it's dark. Got the gats, we rolling spark. I play the back seat, Rosa Parks. We got two of everything. We ship them off like Noah's Ark.
Yeah.
Go for Shar. I'm appalled, but like the Hebrew word Shamar, we on the guard.
It's like word by word. You know what I'm saying?
We got two of everything. We ship them off like Noah's Ark. Go for Shar, I'm appalled, but like the Hebrew word Shamar, we on the guard, I find it off. How brothers dissing and still ain't got a call. Bullets deflecting them, affecting us, not at all. Haters think I dropped the ball, but nothing built by God could fall. Listen, the end is now, I gotta learn to discern the times. I do not want to burn alive, so I serve the eternal God.
Yeah.
Demons on my turf get thrown head first, and I heard a swine. Though the shine, it might hurt your eyes, free your mind, and revert from blindness. Always perfect timing. Worth a ride. That's a cut of butter. When I get the bus, I better duff a cover. I get on your nerves like a younger brother. When I'm fighting demons, they gonna flee from the son of thunder. 2-piece and I uppercut them. Got a ton of gunners that'll kick it with anybody. Bruce Lee on these mother.
Now, as we proceed to give y'all what you need. Now that right there is from the soul, my brothers and sisters. That right there is from the soul. Peace and blessings to all y'all, just in case. Peace and blessings. Y'all good. Y'all know how it is, man. You know, hey, we got the young snipers in the building. You dig? And we got bars for days, baby. What you talking about? You know, we got more bars in prison, son. You know what I mean? What you talking about, baby? You know what I mean? Hey, whoever wants some can get it. Let them know what time it is. You know what I mean? I'll put the young snipers up against anybody out there. What's good, baby?
I get one more.
You got one more? Hold on. You got something else for y'all, man. Piece of dedication style, baby. You dig? Let's get it, baby.
Go ahead.
Hey, excuse the hiccups, you know what I'm saying? This one kind of new.
Let's get it.
You know, don't you know, that the baddest scheme was to curse the Nazarenes. Mm-hmm. So you lame stay with devils just to dig your own grave and still maintain the devil. Mm-hmm. Open your ears. And as you listen, you'll see that to open your eyes is what I came to do. Wake up your inner self because inner wealth is obtainable through angels' food. You languish under languages painting you as an angry fool. Dangerous too. And yet they came to make $1 out for every bit of your sadness and pain, man. The bank is you. And the stocks of your family peep the villainy. You gave them the ability to gain false divinity over you. And all they needed was to invest acidity into your misery, femininity into the identity of your men, then pin it on you. And the penance is independence in the women who depended on you. Oh, but you're trying to change up and join the ethereal way of thinking, but did you hear what I said? She ain't hearing you. You can't even sleep. You can't even sleep with the dragon. She ain't even giving you slumber. And everything you say and do is trivial down to your serial number. I'm just saying. She's still thinking marital is material. Why you playing? Step 2. Let him forget that the earth was his mother, then feed him his brother. I said pour death down his throat. Make him think that he eat well. Oh, yes. The hatred in your eyes comes from the burgers with your fries, and you bullheaded niggas wonder why you still got beef with each other. See, the devil is in the details.
Now check this out, folks. Check this out, folks. I'm right. I ain't Moses, but I got the scriptures, and I will quote it. I ain't said nothing yet because my bruise spoke. But hey. I'm about to go crazy. Yes, sir.
All praise to the Most High. Love and live life, man. Don't stop till y'all eat not, man. Hey, man, y'all look, y'all saw it. She look. The mother sent the son. She eat not. Don't stop till you eat not.
For real. Don't stop till you eat not.
Hey,
or y'all see.
Hey, Shard back with another one, you devils to the name hard. Yay, I'm a rapper, you can't call whack because the lyrics, they be hitting like a baseball bat. When I make y'all mad, I just take all the hate to the face every day. I embrace all that. Finna take off fast like a race car. I forget when I spit vein bar. Dang, lost track. That's crazy. Who would have knew it? The kid birthed in 05, I turned to no God and served the Most High. Was new and improving, I had to purge the old mind.
Yeah.
My 4 times at a low vibe the whole time. I gotta let the earth control my intents. First, I would yearn for those kind of wits, but these niggas, they be learned with no common sense. Hence, y'all faking. False claiming that they keep Torah, but they law breaking. Trapped in a cycle like a dog chasing his tail while the dead in jail. They caught cases. My bars, they've been compared to art paintings. My songs like a Psalm of David.
Yes,
The calling
sir.
was long awaited. My mind on a daily run, this something to jog your brain with.
Healthy with it. Healthy, baby. Healthy flow, baby.
My psalms like a Psalm of David. My mind on the daily run, this something to jog your brain with. My heart aching for our nation from hard labor enforced by Caucasians. Even though we worked and slaved for small wages, it had never hurt to say it. All praises. It had never hurt to say it. All praises. They've been waiting so long, they lost patience. All my life had to fight. All my life had to fight. I fought daily for my place in this world they call racist. That's what y'all made me. I say this might get deadly. I'm a fearless man worth the jet li. Used to eat flesh and now I chew veggies. Left and I won't. Used to chew flesh and now I chew veggies. Left and I won't come back like a deadbeat. Heard you call yourself the new Sebi. Where all the healings at? We do plenty. When it comes to mountains, boy, we move many. God set me carry the weight that's too heavy. Tell me who ready? Look. Let's get it popping. I'm coming through like a comet. Speaking the words of y'all like a prophet. Ain't got an option. They finna see it for anybody that's doubting like Thomas. I gotta give them a promise. They about to know who the God is. I knock your noodles off when they get heated up like it's ramen. I try to kill them with kindness. It's time to hit them with knowledge. This I'm ready to dive in. I feel like Christopher Wallace. No, tell them we never stopping until the mission accomplished.
Clip up then.
Quick, fast. Keep going, man. Quick, fast, in a hurry.
Yes,
ride with me. You can see the brother on a journey. Back when I was little, ain't nobody ever heard me. Now I'm 16, spitting 16s like I'm 30. 6 stinks had to get clean. I was dirty. Back when I done had to live in water, I was thirsty. Words speak louder than actions. America getting hit with the power of blackness. Not a tower's collapsing. Picture me getting worried. I'm covered with the blood of Messiah. If you think you can run over me, the devil's a liar. Never trip at the son of God or we come with the fire. Just admit that you fell in love with the worldly desire. If you pushing me, you'll be patiently paying the piper. Who real? Who fake? It ain't hard to decipher. When it's time to divide, I got a compartmentalize y'all. No hard feelings. I say, how about now? Any other words you can say it out loud. I say, how about now? Any other words you can say it out loud. Don't know what you heard, but the word around town, I'm the king and my enemies, they can bow down. Hey, trials and tribulations I've been facing. Clowning in the basement to the stages. Nate Sager's hating. They praise the A-list. Can't claim you're famous. Make way for greatness. Take aim to spray it. Bang, bang, your faces. On the ground from these boys in blue. Flow sick, they got ink poison through the rhymes and not shine and gleam towards the youth. Me and my team are destroy your crew. No matter if I eat or sneeze, boy, I chew. Been preaching the truth that I'm. Hey, me and my team will destroy your crew. No matter if I eat or sneeze, boy, I chew. Been preaching the truth. They don't need no more proof. I'm a beast in the booth. Like stop. Now go. Tell them they better listen. I show them the definition what being inspired means. I'm living the type of shit that'll be in your wildest dream. They call me a devil when I go seeking the higher things. Bringing the fire, he like Elijah Messiah. Please give me the remedy. I've been feeling like I'm a geek. It's deeper than I believe. The people that got deceived is going like Simon debating Peter and how I'm leave. Cleaning the eyes of G.O.D. So actually, don't cry when I pass away. I'll be free from no agony. Pick up a beat and you know I'm eating bon appetit. I'ma leave it deceased. They won't even think they go after me. I ain't a smooth criminal, but I move casually. Walk in the building, making these little pack and leave. They call me Lil Riggins. They've been ahead of the average team. Respect to the Malakim, the SECT of the Nazarenes. Yeah.
Hey boy, look, hey man, we giving out free bars like
free
this.
Bars,
you gotta, you know what I'm saying, man. Give up the flesh.
Give up the flesh.
You get bars.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying. Living bars.
Living bars.
We knew him not.
We knew him. Let's get it. Let's get it.
He didn't speak the words. He quoted. I would have said the same thing, but he spoke. You heard me? So keep it going.
Let's get it. Let's get it. Let's get it. Say, type in. Yep. This is it's our stuff. You know what I'm saying? It's not anything from
no copyright.
None of that. It's Darius Living Son.
Oh yeah, you're gonna get the
last. Yeah. Hey,
I got some. Type in your what's the name?
You typed in Darius Living Son, didn't
you? Yeah, but it.
All right, Darius. A.
Y'all good? All right, hold on. Wait, everybody done. Hold on. So everybody, once they done with the live, everybody gonna be back, guys. Y'all all good. I know y'all let jokers hungry, man. Y'all growing young men, man.
Yes, sir.
Oh,
yeah, guess what? We knew him not.
Okay. You got caught slipping. You got caught slipping, boy. You got caught slipping, little joker. You got caught slipping.
Yeah. Let's get it. Amongst the flowers. They can probably hear that now.
No. Y'all saying the thing?
Yeah.
Make sure, that's how you do. You make sure you share the audio file, though. Nah, she ain't even. They can't even hear it. Hold on, I got you. Which one is better? Yeah. No, we got you. We'll make sure they can hear it. So then you'll hear StreamYard, and then you'll share screen, right? You hit the share screen again. You're gonna go to the Chrome tab, and you want to make sure this box is checked out. Share tab audio. Then you click on We Knew Him Now. Share. All right, and you do the full screen, and then go back here. And this is what they actually. That's what it looked like right there. Now you can have it. Matter of fact, y'all probably want to make it a little bigger, like that, or like that. It's up to y'all. Which one y'all want to know? Or y'all face can be a little bigger, like that.
Yeah. Okay. So
and then you hit play, and they gonna be able to hear it. You know what I mean?
That. See, look, this is what we're gonna do. We're gonna put ourselves on mute, and then look, we're gonna play that.
We want to give a live performance.
Yes. Yeah.
You can't if you put yourselves on mute, they're not gonna be able to hear you.
Oh, they not? I'm talking about the
No, he said put us on
put
mute.
us on mute.
You try to give him
a live performance.
Oh, you want to put the video on mute?
No, like on us on mute, and then that video play, and they can hear that.
They can hear the video play. Like, okay. All right, if you want to do that, we can do that. So I can just put the background on mute. Y'all ready?
Yep.
All right, y'all. Hold on. We finna do something real quick.
Amongst the flowers, we do not cower. We praise louder. Glory and honor to the ancient Abba, Father Yahweh. As for YHWH'S, we knew him not. 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 The Most High tells of the problem speaking through prophecy, but they shun the prophets for the profit of money, probably. Too fat with pockets and the power of bank monopoly to see the poor people perish in poverty. They make their power as simple as a pair of rolling dice, and now we think that this penny pinching is paradise. They pimp their products while leaving the people paralyzed, not knowing the populace is populated by parasites, the devil's children. I know them, I sense that wicked spirit, and when we're speaking the word of Yah, they choose not to hear it. It cuts them, slices sharper than any two-edged sword, and it will leap from the throne of Yah like a man of war. The word of God has suffered death at his Father's will, for we have sinned, and so the Messiah we have killed. Our mighty God, the angel that was in that burning bush, that great reward and shield of Abraham's life we took. When the Father's word went forth and he said, let there be light. The great I am that I am, that light was Jesus Christ, light of the world before the sun, the moon and stars, the voice of God that walked through the garden knew us all, but we knew him not, 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 we knew him not.
Who hath believed our report? To whom is the arm of the Lord revealed? It's obvious we in a war, so I'm never keeping the sword concealed or the shield of faith in the dead worth more than $250,000. Really, I sort of feel angry. They shamed you that died for the sins of our people and sworn to kill the holy and just one. Nowadays, we slowly uncover the truth. He was despised and rejected of men. If only they know what he coming to do. Wake up the mighty man, summon the troops. Begging for Christ, I got nothing to lose. Conquer the battle you wage in your life. Later for nights, gon' tell him to move with signs and wonders. Kingdom Messiah, brother, find another. HaMashiach is my rock and buckler. I can't ignore the voice like the thunder. Spirit hit like lightning struck us harder than Cassius Clay and Tyson punches. It's funny, through one man we all die, and through one man we get life abundance. But we knew him not, 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 we knew him not,
We knew him not. 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 We knew him not.
Yes, sir.
Not power, we praise louder.
Let's get it. Let's get it.
Glory and honor to
Hey man, all praises, you know what I'm saying, to the creator of heaven and earth. What's up, Nehemiah, man? What's up, Nehemiah?
Going off.
Hey.
Hey, man.
For real. Hey, look, all praises, you know what I'm saying? Like like my brother said, don't stop till you eat, not.
Don't stop till we see y'all.
Yes, sir.
Blessings, family.
Never ask the questions on who quoted. Just know I was speaking, but they quoted. I mean, they spoke. You heard me? Oh.
Another one. Nice. We in I bet. I bet. Peace. Peace. You can find that song on Darius' channel, Darius a Living Son. Y'all can just type in. I bet. Oh dang, I forgot.
You exit him out already?
Yeah,
you exit him out already. Here, put him. Darius, pull your channel up.
I'm pretty sure it's on the recent history.
Whatever.
Yeah, and then go to history. Oh, no.
I'll just type it in again.
Yep, just type
And the name some good old crushed ice, baby. Yeah. That's right, boy. Sound about right there. That's probably right. All right. All right.
There you go.
All right.
Yeah, this is what we're gonna do. This how you copy this link.
I don't know. I think Woodman fight one of them.
Yeah.
Oh, he fighting him again, Reno? I think so. Oh, that's the night.
Stop it. We're gonna post the link in the chat, y'all.
I ain't know. I thought it was fun. I'm trying to see that Paul brother fight Tyson.
All right, there we go, right there. All right, yeah, I just posted the link in the chat, y'all. So y'all can go ahead. Oh, wait. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I posted it in there. Yeah, we good. Good. All right, bet y'all. Hey, look, peace be with y'all.
We all good. We got I don't know. Did y'all
don't stop till you eat now. Don't stop till you eat.
Y'all happy feast. Take care.
Yeah.